Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
Fade in.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself. But go f yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
What's the matter? Take yourself a great big bite of meat. Taste the pleasure of the highest quality pork around.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
No! She's not supposed to be talking about...
I have no idea what's going on, Dre, but it's fun.
Talk about that!
He's having a breakdown. Somebody call Johnny Cochran.
I've been told by lore people for this stuff for House of the Dragon for the books. Yeah, Rhaenyra, she was into, dining at the Clam Slam. She was into that.
Clam Slam.
She slammed clams. She dined at the oyster bar. She was all into that.
It's gonna be some freak mess. It's gonna be some weird freaky deaky. Like, he became one with Reed Richards for one day and bust a fat nut that one moment, and now
let me do it myself here. Let me get it up real quick. Hey, shut up. I didn't mean it like that, you perverts.
Yeah, you're here to bang women.
Hey, my name is a pimp named Drees, and I believe I've misplaced some merchandise at this residence. Lord Jesus and the shepherds, where is Daddy's money? I will not hesitate for one solitary second to put hands on somebody if I don't have my monies.
Bella Downsy fingered Dora the Explorer on HBO. Jurassic Park didn't eat more out of Lilo's pie.
oh
Fuck.
Two things. One thing is guaranteed to happen, Adam. I'm going to get naked. Either way, either from celebration or depression, I'm getting naked in some way, shape, or form. It's happening. Period. Not up for debate. It's happening.
I'm still jerking off in front of my console.
You know how much I love Snorlax? I'm gonna prove it to you. These are my slippers. All right, Snorlax slippers. I don't give a crap who knows. I'm a grown man and I'm rocking Snorlax slippers. I don't give a crap.
Listen, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. The only reason the world hasn't probably imploded is because of porn. Because you take away the porn, World War IV happens. We're going to skip over World War III. We're going right to World War IV. All right? We need release. We need relaxation. We need things. Whatever scratches your itch, whatever gets you going, whatever gets a rise out of you. As long as you keep it to yourself and you're not hurting anybody else, especially kids, more power to. I don't care if you're a goddamn furry. I just want to see it. But people need their release to stay calm, to stay relaxed. All right? You take that away, enjoy an actual revolution where people of all sides don't agree on anything, will come together and say, no, I'm not living under this world where I can't touch myself. All right? No, this is the reality we live in. It's just there. And as long as somebody's getting hurt, everybody's having a good time. Just because you are either a frigid or an erectile dysfunctional is not a problem that I care about. All right?
Don't try to razzle dazzle me.
Why in the world is there some gay white man wearing these see-through shoes?
Again, I went to go see Deadpool last year, and Captain America trailer played, and somebody thought that was Hawkeye.
I mean, it is.
Well, no, it's. I hang on, brain. But hey, I need a restart. Hang on.
That Dermy comment broke us both because I heard Falcon too.
No, I heard Hawkeye. Oh.
You heard Hawkeye, but it's like there's 3 all wrongs right there.
I heard Hawkeye.
What?
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
And these tool bags wouldn't know quality if it walked up and motorboated them. Because, you're going to motorboat quality.
Wait, what?
Quality boobs. You want to motorboat quality boobs.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
I have no shame. I know this. I know I have no shame. Hail it out, everybody. Welcome to the round table where we've got a full panel today to go over lots of things. It's been a busy week. It has been a busy week. And I'm sure I know we have differing opinions about things today, but we'll be nice with each other. We have different opinions, but it's going to be a good discussion. I feel it in my bones. It's going to be good. Jed, hi. I have no transition for you.
Well, I'm glad I'm not transitioning right now or anytime soon, Chad. That's not the plan. But I'm excited to be here to talk Fantastic Four because we're going to have a great discussion. And I needed a distraction because right now is a really bad time to be a Star Trek fan. They just kept hitting us with news after news after news. We don't need Muppet Star Trek. We don't need all our favorite characters coming back for Starfleet Academy to be ruined. We don't need hybrids. They're doing hybrid aliens now. Then learn from Jurassic
Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti. And the one that I see is the worst one is they're officially remaking the original series. They have a Kirk Enterprise sequel series to Strange New Worlds coming. They have a name for it. They haven't announced it, but it's going to be Kirk in charge of the Enterprise sequel to Strange New Worlds. Which is just the original series. At least the movies with Chris Pine, which were awful, they were kind of set at the very beginning. They weren't adapting the TV show directly, and they split the timeline. That's a lot of crazy shit to do to justify their existence. But this one is straight up like, we're just doing the original series now.
Wow. If I was doing Wormhole Watch tonight, if Brad wasn't in France, there would be a meltdown at the start of the show from him. There would be. And I would just sit back and let him go. Not do it. Hi, Dre.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
You still not getting sleep? Still not getting sleep?
Oh, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, he turns a month today. It's a month old today. So
hell yeah.
Oh, but still, there's no sleep for me. There's nothing left for me. You know how I know there's nothing left for me? I snuck out of the house so I can see Fantastic Four. That's how bad it's gotten in this place. That's how bad it's gotten. I'm a desperate man. I was like, man, I gotta find a reason to get out of here. And I was like, oh, there's a Fantastic Four.
Whatever.
Yeah, like, whatever, let's do it. I got a reason I can get out of here. So yeah, but I'm sure we'll have ourselves a good discussion on Fantastic Four. Also, of course, there's been a lot of passing of folks this week, icons.
I'm still in coat mode. I'm still in coat mode for the Hulkster. I still am. It's still not real.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
But all things considered, not too bad. Not too bad.
Mm-hmm. Welcome back, Dragon Lady. Did you have to use any verifications to get on stream here today?
Not today, no.
Okay.
Thank God for that.
Well, we'll probably make that worse as it goes on. So don't worry.
I feel like I'm going to be the only one here that isn't going to be talking Fantastic Four unless they have re-released the 2005 version for the 20th anniversary. But obviously, that's never going to happen.
Nope. Yeah, we were talking that, and we have brought back Beardo. Hail, Beardo, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What am I, Adam?
You're my favorite Goyim.
Let's go, dude. What an honor. What a freaking honor that is. It's good to be back, boys. What, the second time in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Feels good. I did see Fantastic Four this weekend, so I'm excited to talk about it and to hear Adam and Dre's opinion on the movie.
I before we get into, I'll say it's better than Superman.
Yes, it is.
It's better than Superman because objectively, it's a better crafted, produced, and put together movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense for what it is. But I do have my criticisms.
Of course.
And of course, before we get going, hail and howdy in the chat. We got a lot of fresh people in here. I think because it's Beardo. Everybody loves Beardo. Hail howdy to the mods, Legatus and Ruben X, here to keep the peace. do their jobs going on down. Hail Frank Blaskowitz. Hail and Jeanette. How you doing? Huzzah, son of Joxer. We will be trying to play some more Tainted Grail later tonight, but I got to get through something else first. I'll talk about that later. Hail to the Saska sisters. Welcome to the Saska sisters. Anybody else just chilling out, hanging out, not chatting? We are happy that you've chosen to join us this afternoon. We hope you have a good time. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. It's just a simple thing. Boop, and you're good. And this is a carryover from after Daily Dive last week. So it's a carryover from a Stream Elements tip there, but I have to read it now, and I'll read it again tomorrow because it's more credential. But I cannot ignore Kratos El Grados for $100. Beardo, did I read that right? What was that?
$100.
$100. Meant to send this yesterday, but I slipped through the show. Now, on for those who know, on Daily Dive, they pay to make me suffer. It's how it works. Jed helped set the whole thing up. He helped up. He is my
brainchild.
It's his brainchild. They pay to make me suffer, and one of the pay levels is basically rent my time to watch movies I don't want to watch, and then review them live on stream. So, Kratos has now watch review The Room, Dragon Ball Evolution, and Death Note 2017. And then
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is this somebody just wanted to torture themselves and
this is Kratos
their lives?
This is Kratos making me suffer. He lives for my pain. My pain sustains him, as he puts it.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep
so
pain. Lord
I'm gonna
Jesus.
watch all 3 of those movies this week. I will review them on stream probably Tuesday through Thursday. And then on Friday, I will compare them and decide which one crushed my soul more. So, yeah, I'm in for a week. I'm in for a week. You know what? I'm out of new anime to watch too, so I have no place to go to recover when it's all said and done.
Have you ever seen Dragon Ball Evolution, Adam?
I know. I actually like actual Dragon Ball, so no, I have not seen it. They make me see stuff I haven't seen. Is the thing?
Oh my Christ!
I know what happens.
Oh my Christ!
I know how bad it is.
Yo, you are going to tear your eyes out and sacrifice them to Baal worship.
I do know that
it's not.
I do know the chick that played Bulma is hot, though. I know that.
Yeah, she's hot. Sure. Yeah, and the girl that plays Chi-Chi is hot. But that movie almost made me want to amputate my own head. Okay, that Joan that's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and I already hate Death Note because I hated the Death Note anime. That's
whoa.
The thing. I hate it. I hate Death Note. I hate it.
Whoa.
Yes. I have so many problems with Death Note anime. Yes.
That's crazy. Okay.
All right. Or one day, Beardo, you got to come on Anime Odyssey with me and Dermy. We'll watch it and then we'll fight about it.
I've watched Death Note through twice, and I loved it both times.
I can't.
Phenomenal.
Stand it. I cannot stand Death Note.
Is that the only anime you've seen?
Other than Pokemon, yes.
Left field. That one makes sense. Yeah, that one makes
sense. Other than the Pokemon anime, yes, Death Note is. I mean, it's one season. It's what, 30 episodes, one season? I can do that. But like these animes that have like fucking 20 seasons and each season is like 30 episodes, I'm good.
Well, technically, they're all 12 episode seasons. They just keep going every 4 months, and they keep going as some of them do. But yes, I'm not a fan of Death Note, so we already know how that's going to be. But even that movie is that's even worse than for me than the anime, so that's gonna be bad. And I've heard so many horrible things about The Room that I don't know what I'm getting. Jed grimaced when I mentioned that yesterday.
So yeah, I haven't seen The Room, but I've seen a lot of clips from it and know people who watch it. If you go into it thinking it's a parody and laughing at how bad it is and how it's you're making fun of it, you might enjoy it. It was intended to be a serious movie, but it does not come off that way at all. So it depends on your perspective. No, that's just The Room. That's the 2015 movie that got her the Oscar. The Room is from the 90s. I don't know who's in it, but you've probably seen the meme. It was like, "You're tearing me apart, Lisa." That's from The Room. If you've ever seen that meme.
No.
Okay.
So I'm in for a week. It's going to be one. But, they paid for it. They get their results, and it happens. Anyway, but we're not here to talk about my pain and suffering. We're here to talk about other things. We got a good show for you guys today. I'm happy with it. We are going to go over our Sunday privilege. The box offices are in for the week. We will break them down, of course, leading then into our discussion of Fantastic Four. But I got 2 warm-ups, and I'm happy Beardo's here for one of them because it's a good one. It's one that I know he will have a good opinion on. First, this one though. This is for my own personal pleasure. We have a rumor that did drop this week, and this is for us just to make fun of Ubisoft. Really, they canceled the Outlaws sequel. Of course,
Officially. I mean, we've
That
all known
was-
this since seeing the sales of.
Wait a minute,
Outlaws,
wait. So they actually greenlit something?
Yeah, I didn't
more
know that there
sequels?
was a sequel in the works.
Yeah, they were hanging on.
They were hoping.
That's crazy.
What a
Yeah.
waste.
I mean, Dre, when this was going down, when they admitted this was one of the most expensive projects they had ever
Mhm.
done,
Mm-hmm.
we knew as soon as it happened, they had lost. I would say they probably lost more money on this than they did on Shadows.
absolutely.
Yeah. I have to
it-
say they did.
It depends on
It's
how much
unfortunate.
Disney fronted the bill. Like, how did that contract negotiation work? That might make it a little bit more iffy, but I'd assume way worse than Shadows. Yeah.
Ubisoft has like $15 to their name. So definitely. I mean,
They've already
golly,
spent all the 10-cent money. $1 billion that Ubisoft does
Yeah.
not go far.
It's
No.
crazy.
No,
I mean,
no.
it's insane. This game lost hundreds of millions of dollars. So
Yeah.
I'm very confused on why Ubisoft would even greenlight something.
I
like
don't think
this.
it was officially greenlit. It's just there were rumors out there. The attention was there, and this is just now officially saying, "All right, we're not going to do
And
it."
the game set it up for more. The game set
Mhm.
itself up for more.
Oh, it's set up for
adventures.
sequel bait.
Yeah,
That would
I
never
don't
happen.
think they
Yeah.
officially greenlit anything. I don't think there was an official
Okay.
announcement about.
Oh, so
a
there were
sequel,
like
just-
plans, rumors, but it just
Mhm,
never got to
exactly.
the cutting room floor.
Mhm.
I don't.
And-
You know what, Jed? I don't care. I don't care that this joint didn't make the
Nobody
cutting room floor.
cared.
Nobody should have even that it shouldn't even been a thought that hit anybody's brain that this game should have got a sequel of any level. It lost hundreds of millions of dollars. There are small countries in Africa that this joint could have funded. Okay. Hundreds of millions are down the toilet. I can't like Ubisoft needs to go anyway. So that's neither here nor there, but just why? Why even think about it? Who wakes up and be like, hey, you know that game that cost me everything? My wife left me, my children don't speak to me, and I lost my car and my house. I would like to do that again. Like, who thinks about that? Like, people are dumb.
They want more
What
sexy
are we
droid
doing?
robot, and they
Oh,
want
God.
bent nosed KVS and
Goodness gracious.
Jabba flying to her rescue in the final battle. Which
Oh
is,
God, I love the meme from EFAP where they edited Jabba into an X-wing fighter to come save her. It was fucking hilarious. But yeah, they're desperate at this point, so I think they were just hoping that it would age well or something, that people's excitement
No.
would grow. Maybe pull a Cyberpunk 2077 out of their ass, but that just hasn't happened.
No,
It's
no,
been,
no, no, no.
What, a year and a half or 2 years since the
It's
game
been,
came
it's
out?
been- no, it's been it's not 2 years. It's been a year.
It feels
What are
like
you talking
so
about?
long
It's
ago.
just been a year.
That's how much I memory hold it. But I think it makes sense that they're making this announcement now because what was it, a week, 2 weeks ago? I'm really bad with dates
It was a
apparently
week
right
ago.
now.
It was a week
that
ago.
the CEO of the company came out and blamed its failure on Star Wars as a brand. It's like, yeah, our game was great, but Star Wars as a brand sucks right now. So it's Disney's fault that our game failed. So they had the blame in place, and then they canceled the sequel quietly.
I mean,
Star
Beardo, you-
Wars, Jedi Fallen Order, and Jedi Survivor would like a word about that.
Yeah, I mean,
very
perfect example.
successful.
Beardo, you've seen the gameplay of Fallen Order and Survivor. I may have issues about the stories, but the gameplay in those games are good.
I played both of them.
Okay, so you compute that. This game's mechanics, we documented from the beginning, were broken as fuck from the beginning. And we watched videos, and they weren't just like videos of beta; they were videos people were releasing from the launch
Mm-hmm.
of just broken NPC pathing behavior, slapping down the stormtroopers, it was not aiming. It was disaster. And how can you expect a game to be successful if it's literally broken? But that's the norm today, isn't it?
And this is Ubisoft. They pioneered modern stealth game mechanics, and the stealth mechanics were the most broken, horrible parts of Outlaws. How do you do that? You're the guys who are famous for it. That's like Walt Disney making the worst animated film of all time in 1960. It just doesn't compute.
So I just wanted to put this out there and take the victory lap that we did win this one. This game was destroyed, and it helped bring Ubisoft down. But now the other thing I brought that I'm happy to talk about, because we want good things to watch on television. We do. But every time something we love gets announced and it's attached to today's streaming services and everything that goes into it, we have dreaded fear in our hearts. We know that up until recently, the God of War TV show at Amazon was first being held by Rafi Poo Judkins, who gave us the disaster that was Wheel of Time. But he got fired because Wheel of Time lost them so much money. And then there was a ray of hope. There is a single ray of hope that gives the God of War TV show a chance. They brought in an actual television showrunner, Ronald D. Moore, one of the veterans who helped make Star Trek TNG a great thing. And went on to do Battlestar Galactica. He's had his misses, but this is a guy who knows how to make television. And they put him in charge of the God of War TV show. Now, he has said some things that have given some people worry. Oh, I haven't played the games, this and that. We don't know if he's going to go Greek first. We don't know what's going to happen. But he has given an interview at San Diego Comic-Con. And I want to take a look at this because let's see if we can find any ray of hope in here, because we're all God of War fans on this panel. We have played the games. We love them. We want this to be good, but it has to follow the proper path. So let's take a look at this. Ron D. Moore hit IGN's San Diego Comic-Con live show today to discuss his long career writing some of the most memorable sci-fi and fantasy shows of all of his past 4 decades, from Star Trek to Battlestar Galactica to Outlander, and for All Mankind. Next up for Moore is Amazon's adaptation of God of War, which Moore is serving as executive producer and showrunner on. Now, he's not writing it, but as showrunner, he's going to be heading up the writer's room. He'll have say yay or nay on that. For starters, Moore said that while, of course, Kratos will lead the show, his son Atreus also. Oh, no!
So they're doing Norse.
Oh,
God damn it.
I was right to Norse. Damn.
I was hopeful for a second that as soon as What's-His-Bucket from Wheel of Time got kicked off the team, that they were getting away from his decision to do Norse first. I was praying for Greek because this story doesn't make sense without Greek. The best moments of 2018 are because of the Greek trilogy, like the moment where he goes and gets the Blades of Chaos. I think people put that up as one of the best moments in the entire franchise, at least the Norse games for sure. That moment means nothing if you don't know who Athena is or what he's been through. The Norse games just don't work without the Greek backstory.
I think I'll play devil's advocate just a little bit, because what they could do if they do start with Norse, they can use the Greek story as flashbacks.
They'd have to.
They would have
be
to.
a lot of flashbacks.
But Beardo, here's the problem with that. I want to see the journey. I don't want the flashback. I would rather just see Kratos' journey. If let's just say, for the sake of argument, they got 3 seasons. I'm just playing with the numbers here. I would have the entire Greek run, at least, or halfway through it. Just run through the games. Have freaking God of War 1 and 2 be the first season, and then we can move forward from there and get Norse in season 3. And I don't know why anyone would deviate from what makes the journey cool. Jumping straight to what that was Ragnarok, right? That's the Norse one. Right?
There's God of War 2018 is the soft reboot, and then 2022 was Ragnarok.
There we go. Thank you. Why would I skip what makes Kratos? Because the Kratos that we get in the Norse mythology era is a different person based off of the experiences that he had fighting the Greek gods.
Correct. Somebody besides me and Jed, who actually understands the character development of Kratos, on how Norse Kratos is a completely different character.
Absolutely.
Completely different character. Yep. This is the Kratos that has had a second chance, a redeemed Kratos that is learned from his mistakes of being this bloodthirsty god killer, which he still is, but now he has a second chance at family, at being a father. Anyways, I didn't want to, but it's refreshing to hear somebody who actually fucking gets it. Anyways, Dre, sorry.
No. I appreciate it, and like, but that's that's the problem. The problem is when with modern creators, film and people in film, they're skipping to the end. And they don't know why they end up losing gas. Like, I'm not going to compare them apples and oranges because they're not the same. But I'm just putting it out there just for the sake of simplicity. Lord of the Rings versus the Rings of Power. Okay, and they're not apples and oranges, but I'm just work with me here. Why would I tell a story that's out of order with characters that in some cases I don't have the rights to in order to try to tell a complete story that cannot be completed at all? And all you're going to do is piss off people. Why would I put myself in that type of position? Now, God of War is different, obviously, but you have the rights to the entire catalog, and you're choosing to skip all of it just to get to one section that I guess the director likes.
Well, this is the problem. It's this is where Rondy Moore, as successful and proper a showrunner and writer as he and executive producer as he is, his statement, "I didn't play the games, I don't know what's going on there." This is where now that statement comes home to roost and is the core of this. He doesn't understand, and he doesn't know that he doesn't know. I think that you cannot simply pick it up, because back to what we're talking about, you can't have moments in the Norse saga without the backstory. Helheim, when Kratos is in Helheim, what does it mean seeing Zeus in the clouds there? It means nothing without knowing what happened in God of War 2 and 3.
Yeah, because a lot of the people who are going to be watching this show for the first time don't have experience with playing the video games, but people can just turn on the TV and watch a show and try to understand why gamers, love this franchise. But the normies who are watching it, they're not going to get like those moments, like you just said, where Zeus is in the clouds in Helheim, or when Zeus goes back to his house and realizes, shit, my axe isn't going to work in Helheim. I need flame. I need to get the chaos blades. But then Athena's there telling him, like, it doesn't matter what you do now, you'll always be a monster. He's like, okay, you're right, but I'm your monster no longer. Like that shit for us gamers fucking hit
chills.
Deep. Like chills, tears almost. Like, fuck, man, such a powerful fucking moment. The normie viewers aren't going to get that. So that's where I was playing devil's advocate a little bit. If you are going to start with Norse, you have to have flashbacks, and not just like a quick 10-minute flashback in an episode. I'm talking like an entire episode flashback to tell the story of the payoff that you want to get in the next episode that they want to tell. They would have to do flashbacks. You have to, if they're going to do Norse. If they're just going to do Norse and not even mention, they'll mention it. They'll mention the Greek mythology, the Greek games, of course, but you gotta show us something for like it to stick to the viewer.
And here's what I think the problem is. We go on here, Moore's going to talk about wanting to show off the father-son relationship, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But
it's become so popular in Hollywood these days. The parent relationship with Last of Us, with The Mandalorian, and even Fantastic Four recently, the parent-child dynamic has infused too much media at this point because it was popular. And 10 years ago, Last of Us and God of War showed how great it could be. And that's the thing. Tropes become so prevalent in Hollywood that no one can get away with it. I think this also ties into what we just saw in Fantastic Four and Superman. The entire storytelling professional medium these days, the entire industry, video games, movies, whatnot, is obsessed with the medias res right now, which is something you talk about a lot, Adam, is just diving immediately into the story, forgetting the backstory, and never catching us up. Like Superman, there are important things that happen right before that story starts that we're never really caught up on. We need to see some of those details. And I don't think any flashbacks in this God of War TV show could ever properly catch us up to the amount of context that we need for those stories to matter. And yeah, I think it's just more examples of popular things right now being chosen because they're popular, not that it makes sense for the story.
And the biggest problem is, without understanding how Kratos loses his original family, which is the foundation of who he is, why he's so overprotective of Atreus.
Yeah.
Without that, you don't get it.
He trusted Ares. Ares led him to go kill his own family, unbeknownst to Kratos, but he did. That's why his skin's white. That's why he is the God of War, because he chose to go kill Ares and everything with that. They're gonna miss and bypass all of those moments to actually tell the story of why Kratos is Kratos.
And the problem is, as Dre pointed out, God of War 1 and 2, these are very short stories. These are not long things. You could have nailed those out in one season and then told a shortened season for God of War 3. And then you could give 2-3 seasons on all the shit that goes down in the Norse saga. You could, and honestly, people would eat it up. It's the same mistake they made with Halo. It's all you had to do with Halo was just give us Halo 1. Just start it off with Halo 1, Master Chief and Cortana against the world. That's all you had to do. You didn't have to create a bunch of silver timeline bullshit. So it's well, I have all the respect in the world for Ronald D. Moore as a writer and a showrunner, and I'm glad they brought somebody in real to actually run the show. But you got to bring people in who also get the medium that you're dealing with. Game. This is based on a game, and gamers, we don't care if it's the same shit we just played in the game. We want to see it.
Exactly.
We want to see it.
Well, it's just stupid from a business standpoint as well. They have so much source material. Why are they bypassing a third of the God of War source material? It's the same thing with The Witcher. They're skipping books. They're cutting things out. It's 5 seasons, whereas if they were intelligent people, they could easily get 9 seasons out of The Witcher. Why aren't these people capitalizing off their source material to extend the life of their popular shows to get the most money out of these situations? You're going to make way more money making, I don't know, 7 seasons of God of War versus maybe 4 with just doing the Norse. It's asinine.
Well, if they do Norse, that's 3 seasons max, maybe.
At best.
Yeah.
At
Like
best,
you could probably tell God of War 2018 in 1 season. God of War Ragnarok is probably a 2-season arc. But I can tell you exactly why, Jed, is because these people, they have their heads so far up their ass. They want to tell their story. They want to put their spin on it so that they have their fingerprint on this and say, I told this, I created this. They've done it with several other franchises too. Star Wars, they did it with Star Wars. They've done it with MCU movies and stuff. Even look at DC's Flash. They butchered the Flash movie. It is a ridiculous version of the Flashpoint paradox. Instead of doing Thomas Wayne, let's go dig up fucking 73-year-old Michael Keaton out of the fucking grave and have Michael Keaton in a Batman suit at 73 years old and try to convince the audience that he's out there kicking ass.
Seriously, Kryptonian ass. He beats fucking Kryptonians.
How hard would it have been to get the dude who played Negan?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah,
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
How hard would it have been?
He wanted to do it.
And put it. Yeah, he wanted to do it.
He wanted to do it.
Yeah, it would have been easy.
So that's what these people with the God of like. And that's why you hear these the heads of the producers and the writers and stuff. They specifically tell the actors, don't read any of the comic books, don't watch the TV shows that came before this. We want an original take on the character. Don't do any homework, just do what you think the character would do, which is a massive mistake. And it's because these fucking studio heads, they want their fingerprint on it and say, I did this, I told this story, and I didn't need anything else that came before it, which is a big massive mistake. So like Adam's saying, they need to bring in a fucking nerd. They need to bring in a lore expert to help the fucking producers and the writers out. Okay, I don't care that you didn't play the game. I don't care that you haven't done your homework on it. That's fine. Bring in a fucking nerd who does know it and have them tell you what's going to work. Well, you can't do this because this wouldn't make sense because this happened before this, and Kratos behaves this way because this happened, so you can't write that. Like, have somebody in there who's going to correct all of their fucking stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
That's all we need is a nerd in there to help these guys out.
And someone that they'll actually listen to, because Rings of Power, they tried to get Tom Shippey in there and then they didn't listen to him for one solitary moment. So they fired him because he was actually telling them no. And I think this is also a lot like the James Gunn situation. It's ego. There's so much ego. Just like you were saying, they wanted to put their own stamps on all these different franchises that they can't be told no. They're unwilling to be told no. And to be a great creator, you need to be able to divorce yourself from your ego. Like if I were to make a Star Wars show, I wouldn't because that's not a franchise that I know, love, or understand. But if I were forced to, just like you said, I would have Adam be on that team telling me everything what I can and can't do. It's just basic common sense. To make the best product possible, you need to understand the product, and these people, their egos won't allow them. They're all coming straight out of college with no experience, told, hey, you're the best in the world, no one's better than you, and they've been artificially inflated. Their talents have been inflated, and their egos molded by all these people in their lives that never tell them no, that never tell them, hey, that's not good, you need to do better. And that's why everything fucking sucks these days. As creators aren't ever told no, and their egos have run amok.
Even George Lucas needed to be told to no.
Even the best of them need to be told no sometimes.
Yeah, and Cavill was difficult to work with on The Witcher because he actually cared. He read all the books. He knew the source material, and he's trying to tell these people that doesn't make sense. You know, Geralt wouldn't do this, or these characters wouldn't do that. This needs to happen first, and they're like, "Oh, you're difficult to work with. We're gonna fucking can you for Liam Hemsworth."
Yeah. So,
which he has nothing else going on, so Liam's not gonna say no to anything.
Discount Hemsworth. He's discount Hemsworth for a reason. All right. So our faith has been shaken. We'll probably still watch and review this.
Of course.
We're gonna have to.
It all depends on who they cast as Kratos too.
I mean, unfortunately, I just lost his name. Teal'c. Help me, somebody. I just lost.
Oh, you're talking about Chris Judge.
Chris Judge, Chris Judge. Unfortunately, Chris Judge, he's aged out at this point. He can't do the He could do the voice, but he's not Teal'c anymore. He can't do the physical stuff anymore. He's aged out of it.
Having him play in a 2005 movie or something like that would have.
Oh, that would have been
goated.
Incredible. Or even like 6 years ago, 7 years ago in 2018, he still could have done it right then. Like, let's do live action now with Chris Judge. And I don't care if it's a black man and white face. Chris Judge is current day Kratos. I don't care. So
he's the voice. He doesn't have the look. He maybe has the size. That dude's buff. He don't have the look for it. He doesn't.
I have Stargate nostalgia, so you have to forgive me. I love Chris Judge. I love Chris Judge. Anyway,
but there isn't an actor out there right now that I think can pull it off.
They're gonna hire someone like fucking Dwayne Johnson.
It's gonna be Dwayne Johnson.
Stop.
Or Jason Momoa.
Yeah, don't say it out loud. They can hear you.
It's gonna
Those
be
demon
someone
babies
like that.
can hear you.
There's tons of guys on Instagram and TikTok that do a great Kratos cosplay impression. Hire one of those guys. And if they don't have the voice, fucking dub it. I don't care if they dub it. Have Chris Judge dub it.
Chris Judge dubbed it.
Have Chris Judge dub it. I don't fucking care.
He's
I
not
just want a
supposed to
dude
talk
that
a whole
looks
lot.
like it. Yeah. Kratos is a man of very few words. He talked more in I'm curious to see if you guys agree with me. He talks more in the Greek games than he does in Norse.
Especially God of War 3. He has a lot to say in God of War 3.
Because he's a rage monster at that time, fueled by his emotions, and that comes out in his mouth. Whereas in the Norse ones, he's much more calm, cool.
It's just a few kind of words of wisdom every now and then.
But
in the
I don't
Norse
know
ones.
how you guys feel about it, but this is one that I feel like is a legitimate possibility and kind of more leaning towards the best case scenario because he already works with Amazon Prime. Alan Richardson might be a name being thrown out there.
Ooh,
he's got the size.
He has the size. He does not have the voice.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the voice for Kratos.
You could dub him. I'd go with the dub.
I'd support that.
Now, this might be controversial, but I think, in my personal opinion, I think T.C. Carson, in my opinion, was a better Kratos voice. That's just me. And I'm probably in the minority, and that's
a younger Kratos. It's
a younger Kratos. Fit with what that portrayal of Kratos. The portrayal is so very different that I think both were right for what they were.
Correct.
Yes, and like that's just me. That like I have nostalgia from his voice because I used to watch shows with my mama, but that's neither here nor there. Either way, but once again, it goes back to the same problem. They're not going back to the Greek, so now we're back to pretty much
our faith is shaken. This is definitely a wait and see because, as the article says, Ron D. Moore is being very tight-lipped about anything else. So, but we'll find out. Like Beardo said, we'll know when we see the casting. When we get the first castings, and we probably at most will maybe see this at the end of next year. At this point, I don't think we see it even minimum.
See what the casting or
the show?
No, the show.
The show.
Late 26 at the earliest, probably
late 26 at earliest.
At the earliest.
Yeah.
They haven't cast. I don't think they're working on scripts yet.
They had to throw everything out that was
Rafe Judkins did. Yeah,
they had to throw everything.
Who's going to play Mimir?
Just a CGI head.
Yeah, it's just going to be some CGI actor's head. Christopher Walken is Mimir.
Oh no!
Just a floating Christopher Walken head.
I almost did that. I almost did my walk-in invitation, which is terrible. All right, we're gonna bail out now before I do it. All right, so that was our warm-up.
They got to have Josh Brolin come in and do Thor, though. Everyone thought it was Josh Brolin anyway. So.
Oh, I'd rather have the voice actor do it.
Yeah. Well, what's his look?
Ryan
Does
Hurst.
he have the look?
Yeah. Ryan Hurst. Have you guys ever seen Remember the Titans?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember the Titans? He was the linebacker that got in the car crash that got paralyzed.
Yeah, and
Remember the
in the
Titans.
movie. Oh, at the
in
end
the
of the
movie. In the movie, he was the white linebacker guy,
Mhm.
and he got in the car crash and he got hurt. And he was also in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Ryan Hurst.
Yeah.
But he's almost unrecognizable now because he's got really long hair and a big beard.
beard down to like his middle of his chest.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans is goated. I fucking love that
yeah,
movie. And then the fat guy from that movie, he got roided out. The
Oh,
last
yeah.
few years.
Oh yeah.
He's big. He's tank.
David Supley.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was on My Name Is Earl too, right? That's what I'm thinking.
My Name is Earl.
My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
American History X. He was in those. Yeah.
Yeah. That dude reshaped himself completely.
Mhm.
I think Ryan
Good for him.
Hurst. Ryan Hurst. He could reprise his role as Thor in the TV show. I would not mind that at all. And even the guy who played Odin, in the game, he did the voice and the mocap for it. He was the face scan for him.
Yeah, because it looks like him. He could do it.
Yeah, he could do it.
Seriously. All right. We'll wait and see on that. Now let's get into box office. Our Sunday privilege. The numbers are in for everything. Essentially, now the July battle is come to an end. But we're now coming into August. First of all, let's recap on Jurassic World Rebirth. It has crossed $718 million on its budget of $180. I think it's more closer to $200. Very small marketing campaign. Either way, by these metrics, it's in profit now.
Absolutely.
It's in profit, and it will win. Because
Yeah, I don't think that's no debate.
the other
there.
two
Absolutely.
movies will not cross $700 million. They will not.
I don't
Even if
think it's
they
going to cross
did-
$1 billion now, though. Like a lot of
It's
us
going to
were
run out of
saying.
steam. Because I got that one wrong. I completely got that one wrong. Because we go down here. Here we are. It's very much run out of steam.
Oh yeah, it's not making 800
yeah.
at this point. If it's making that on weekends,
On the domestics run out of steam, and that means the international will also run out of steam. So at best, maybe 740, maybe 750.
Depends
So-
on how long it stays in theater.
Oh, they're gonna pull it.
Depends.
They're gonna
Yeah.
pull it probably another week or two. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it
So-
probably hits 750. If 750, 775, in my opinion. I
So
think
I got that one wrong. I said 1.3 billion. I got caught up in believing that everybody would rush to see it, but Jed was right.
I
Dominion
mean, well, they
damaged
did though.
it. They did in a sense, but Dominion, damn it, as Jed said, Dominion did damage the brand.
Yes, I'll agree with that. yeah.
Rebirth will be available to stream on Peacock on August 2nd. This says.
Oh my
next
God!
Next week.
Oh, never
Sometime in
mind.
August for sure.
Yeah. So it's done. It's over.
Yeah,
They made their
that's a
money.
wrap. Oh, they made
They
money.
should get it through the end of August, summer blockbuster season, finish it out. But
Frank,
and
most
Lilo and
likely
Stitch is
will
coming
be the
soon.
biggest. It'll be the biggest. No. Biggest gross, I think, is Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yeah, still the Minecraft.
Oh, of the
movie.
year?
Of the year
I
so
think it
far,
was
yeah.
I
Minecraft,
keep
yeah.
forgetting
Minecraft.
that came out this year. It feels like so long ago. That movie was an
Yeah, because
abomination.
Lilo just limped to $1 billion. Minecraft legitimately broke $1 billion and went going. The memes we talked about that. So, but I thought it should be 1.3. I got it wrong, but I'm not going to get it wrong going forward because now, last week we talked about the hard truths, or the other week. Well, it was the hard truths of Superman box office week 2. We talked about those hard truths.
Mm-hmm.
And some people didn't like what we had to say, but we talked about it because they're still running with the lie that is $225 million for its box office, which it isn't. We know it's 363 plus 200 million marketing, which means it needed $1 billion. Well, here we are.
I couldn't wrap my head around that much
Oh,
marketing.
man, no.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's
It
done.
needed this money. It needed. Remember, I said it. It don't need to break $500 million a week and a half ago.
Yeah, but
A week
it
and a
didn't.
half ago, it needed to hit $500 million.
And it didn't.
It's over.
It's over. I mean, it will look at the drop from last Friday to this Friday. Literally, I'm going to have it right here.
It's a 57% drop.
Yeah,
Friday to
yeah.
Friday. That's
Yeah.
awful. If we're making less than $10 million on weekend days, it's not making any more. We're looking at 550 at best at this point. There's no way it's crossing 6.
Because
the international is not helping whatsoever.
Oh, not at all.
Oh, yeah,
At
it's
all.
gassed. So I said 550 to 650. I think it'll limp to 550 at this point if they keep it in. Because somebody told me in my comments, one of my videos, that it also is going to get an August digital release.
I wouldn't be surprised, end of August or something like that.
Man.
So
Dang,
Warner
remember
Brothers
when
considers it a success already.
But that's insane. Remember when summer blockbusters used to be in the theater? Wait for it, all summer. Like,
yeah, what happened to 90-day release windows? All these movies, these blockbusters are so front loaded that they can't have any success after the first few weeks. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
So here we are. Superman, for all it's worth, it'll have a respectable domestic. It'll be between 300, 350 domestic, which is respectable, but the international came nowhere. And we're going to have to listen to everybody say it's a success. And I will control myself. I will not be a reply guy on Twitter. I'm not going to, I limit myself to one a day at this point to that stuff. But I don't, what biggest thing that problem is the pretending. I don't understand the pretending with it. That's what bugs me the most.
It's the shills, man. It's the James Gunn Marvel shills, and that's what it is. I don't know if I've said it last week on this show or if it was on Tuesday night's main event. Warner Brothers is obsessed with siphoning off of the MCU's fans.
100%.
Definitely.
That's why they cut the Snyderverse short, and that's also why they fast-tracked Zack Snyder's DC universe. That's why we got a very rushed Batman v Superman. That's why we got Justice League just 4 movies in to that, because we got Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, and then Justice League. Like 4 movies in, where the
Aquaman. Don't forget Aquaman.
The Aquaman was 2018,
No.
so it was after.
2018?
Aquaman was after Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah, because they talk about defeating Steppenwolf in the first Aquaman movie.
You're right.
So, but it's Warner Brothers. There's 2 people at fault, or 2 groups of people at fault. And I'm not trying to attack the fans, but what I'm saying is it's the Marvel fans. It's the Marvel fanboys, and that's why they rejected Zack Snyder, because these fucking normie Marvel people who have never picked up a comic book, they've never watched an animated TV show, they just go and they consume the Marvel product. They were never a fan growing up, but Marvel's this it thing. So, and Marvel's making billions of fucking dollars every single movie, but when it comes to DC, which has a completely different tone, completely different narrative than Marvel. It's different storytelling. The characters are significantly different and how they act. So the MCU normies, they rejected it. But the Warner Brothers heads, the people at Warner Brothers were like, oh fuck, well we need to catch up to Marvel. No, let it fucking breathe, but they didn't. So the people are at fault here are mainly the people at Warner Brothers, the heads at Warner Brothers. But it's also the fucking MCU stance, and that goes to what I was saying is it's these MCU fucking stans who love James Gunn. They love Guardians of the Galaxy. They are fucking beating their fucking meat to Superman, saying that it's the greatest fucking thing ever because they are so desperate for this movie to succeed because it's their glorious MCU fucking shiny, sparkly thing in the DC universe now. And it's fucking pathetic, man. It's embarrassing.
And here's the problem. We got Supergirl. We talked about Supergirl last week, and we've got the writer. The writer is a woman, and they've already said she's going to write the Wonder Woman movie now before Supergirl is even out or a possible success or failure.
Ugh.
So, I mean, I don't...
Who's doing Wonder Woman?
The chick who wrote Supergirl. Let me bring it up. I had it somewhere.
Oh, so before Supergirl's even out.
Yeah, she's been given Wonder Woman.
She's been given Wonder Woman. That sounds awful lot like Disney Star Wars promoting Rian Johnson to have a trilogy before Last Jedi even came out.
So I have very little faith in this. You guys want to hear our full discussion? You can go check out a couple weeks ago where Beardo joined us. We broke down Superman and why we don't like it, our problems with it, and going forward where they're going to go. Because now they're talking about Teen Titans movie. They're talking about moving around the Batman, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's coming up. All that stuff is.
We have to survive Peacemaker season 2.
We've got the announcement of the guy in charge of Booster Gold. I looked at his stuff. That's not.
Why are we doing Booster Gold right now, man?
I don't know. Oh no.
You need to build up to him.
You got to build up to Booster Gold.
Man, yeah. James Gunn has no idea what he is doing at
all. Oh my
all.
God.
Jesus H.
Have you guys seen the video of the four of them? They're doing like this interview and they're like picking questions out of a fucking jar and dude, James Gunn didn't know Superman's middle name, Clark Kent's middle name.
Oh, boy.
They didn't know that he can like breathe in space. They're like, no, Superman can't breathe in space. It's like, this motherfucker flies across fucking galaxies. He flies in space. He lives on the sun for hundreds of years to become a god. How does James Gunn, and I ripped my fucking microphone out. I'm so fucking pissed. They don't know Superman's powers. They don't know his middle fucking name. They don't know why kryptonite weakens Superman. These people are fucking morons, and James Gunn's the greatest thing ever. Jesus Christ, I need a fucking Tylenol. It's disgusting, these people.
I'm gonna clip that, Adam. I'm clipping that.
Beautiful rant.
Golly.
Oh man, we're gonna leave it right there.
But we're gonna put the dog. We're gonna put Crypto in. Is he gonna be a yellow lab? Is he gonna be an American bulldog like he is in the comics? No. What are we gonna do? We're gonna have James Gunn's fucking retarded, ugly ass dog as Crypto because that's my dog. Batman, Brave and the Bold. We're just gonna jump to Damian Wayne because why? Because that's James Gunn's favorite Robin, so that's what we're gonna do. We just had an old Batman, an older, almost retired Batman. Everyone's complaining we need a fresh start on Batman. What's James Gunn doing? Damian Wayne. Where in the timeline is Damian Wayne? He's at the very fucking end. You're going to skip over Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, the death of Jason Todd, Red Hood, Tim Drake. You're going to skip over Oracle. You're going to skip over Barbara Gordon getting fucking paralyzed by the Joker. We're going straight to Damian Wayne. Are we fucking insane?
And you're going there without even having a movie, a more grounded movie like Ra's al Ghul, all that. Not all the. How do you get to Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul and without those being introduced? How do you get there? It
can't be done. And everything Beardo said, I echo that sentiment. For once, I don't have to pop off on here. Beardo's here to lose his mind and not me. I get to keep my blood pressure down for once. But he's absolutely 110 unequivocally % correct. It's an insult to everything that I stand for. It's an insult to anything I ever believed in. This guy's a hack and he should be ashamed of himself. He should be working at McDonald's, not to insult any of those hard-working McDonald's workers, but that's where that fool belongs. He does not belong running DC when you are in charge of DC, and the first order of business is to establish the big three. That is the first order of business. The first order of business is to establish the big three, and you can't even do that right. And your first order of business is to make fun teams and blah 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 blah. Creature Commando, my nutsack, like all this garbage. You establish the big three, and then everything else builds out from. This man has no idea what he's doing.
Dre, do you remember what we said a year ago when we were breaking apart the Gods and Monsters timeline? We said, get rid of all this. You give us a good super movie, you give us a good Batman movie, and then the logical step, give us world's fucking finest.
Absolutely, easy money.
And James Gunn has come out and said, don't expect world's finest. He has actually come out and said, don't expect world's finest.
And he doesn't. I'm saying this guy has no idea what he's doing.
Imagine all you need is to do the only title you need for that movie is World's Finest. That's there's your title of your movie.
Mm-hmm. They'll print money. I have a prediction here, and Dre, write this down because in a few years, when that Wonder Woman movie comes out, I guarantee you. Fear the Beardo is saying it right now at 2:54, July 27, 2025. Wonder Woman is going to be a lesbian in this DCU. She will. And let me tell you why. I was just rewatching Superman Red Sun. An alternate timeline version of Superman where he lands in Russia.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman is gay.
Yes, she is.
In that, I don't know if it was in the graphic novel or if they made her gay in the animated movie, because I've only seen the movie. I haven't read the comic book. Yeah. She's gay. I guarantee you, James Gunn is going to pluck that little bit of information about Wonder Woman being a lesbian because she's raised on Themyscira, which, to be fair, it could make sense, but we know that she's in love with Steve Trevor.
Yep.
She likes the D.
She loves Steve Trevor. That's her love interest.
Always.
I guarantee you, James Gunn is going to make Wonder Woman a lesbian in the DCU. Mark it down.
I wouldn't argue against that.
I'll do you
I
one
wouldn't
better.
argue against that at all.
I'll do you one better. Do you think they're going to try and pull one over everybody and slip in Nubia instead?
I was thinking that.
They can't
We
do
can
that.
get
No, they
Nubia
can't do
instead.
that. Okay, so
we are getting
now
the,
that's
the Mascara show. Wonder Woman's not confirmed to be in that, so Nubia will probably be the star of that.
wait. I thought that show got axed. Is that
No, it
still
didn't.
happening?
No. They just pushed it down the line. I thought it canceled. No, he said it's still happening.
Oh,
Yeah.
give
Also-
me a break.
Another prediction I have in the Lanterns TV show,
Oh no.
Oh, I know where you're going with this one. Yeah, I know.
Hal Jordan's going to die.
Yeah, they're going to. It's an older Hal Jordan. He's at the end of his line, and James Gunn came out and said when he was giving interviews last week, one of the things he said was it's Jon Stewart's show. Which great fun. We love Jon Stewart.
Yeah,
but
love Jon Stewart.
You're going to
They
diminish
can
Hal
both
Jordan.
exist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're going to diminish Hal Jordan to lift up Jon Stewart, which is completely unnecessary.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Is that where you thought I was going, Adam? That they're going to
Yeah.
kill Hal
Well,
Jordan?
Not kill, but I at very least lower him to lift up Jon Stewart, which killed.
Yeah,
There's no
diminish him.
reason to do that.
I think they're going to off him. They're going to do Hal Jordan in the season finale. Hal Jordan's going to die.
Yeah.
I think that they have a misunderstanding of Green Lantern's public perception because of
Yes.
the Ryan Gosling movie. That I agree that they're
Ryan
probably
Reynolds.
going to kill
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, I was there like,
excuse
wait,
me.
Ryan
There's so
Gosling.
many Ryans. Ryan Reynolds, because they think that's the public perception of Hal Jordan. So I agree with you that they're going to kill him off as a reference to, hey, we're not doing the Ryan Reynolds movie again. We're going to move forward in this new direction with Jon Stewart. They got to
With Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner.
pay lip service to Hal Jordan for the comic book fans, but then satisfy what they imagine the normal movie-going audience thinks about Hal Jordan. And get
If
rid of
they
him.
really wanted to nail the Green Lanterns and make Green Lantern iconic and badass, why are we doing Guy Gardner and Jon Stewart? You want to make Green Lantern badass? Bring in Kyle Rayner.
Oh yeah.
Kyle
no,
Rayner
he's-
is my favorite Green Lantern.
He's really good.
Fucking badass, dude. He might be the best. Dre, is Kyle Rayner the most talented, best Green Lantern?
I think he's the most talented Green Lantern. Yes, because he has the greatest creativity. He has
Right.
the greatest creativity of all the Earth Green Lanterns. He has the greatest creativity. Yes. Yeah. But I would like me personally, like if I was gonna do this buddy cop thing, like I would have Jon Stewart and Hal. Personally, that's what I would have done. Simple, easy money. Hal's great, and Jon Stewart's great. Let's just have a
and
nice
make them
buddy cop.
contemporaries. Hal is a lot older than John
Yeah.
in this show.
Yeah. I mean, that's
And-
weird, and that's weird to me.
Here's the
Yeah,
whole problem
we
is
don't need Guy.
and I said this
No.
Dre, a year ago, 2 years ago now, I think. I don't think this whole buddy cop on Earth thing was a good idea. These
No,
are
it
freaking
shouldn't be,
space-
and you said that.
Space cops.
Yes.
Be out there. I mean, this is me going back to what we said. I think it should have been them hunting around, searching out a mystery, and finding clues, which I wanted to lead to War World coming to Earth. That was like my big idea. I wanted War World to be
Yeah.
on a path to
Mhm.
Earth, and that would have been great. But no, they're going to be on Earth. Buddy cops, a lethal weapon. I don't know. I mean,
Can you imagine what a real creative person could do with Green Lantern? Because I don't think in live action with anything that we've seen, I mean, there's only a few times we've seen Green Lantern live action, but we've never seen the full extent of those power sets. There's limitless possibilities of creativity, but we get fists 90% of the time. We might get a baseball bat or a race car was the most creative thing I remember.
Or a
from
machine gun or
a
whatever.
machine gun.
Mhm.
And when we saw them briefly in the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, it was kind of the same thing, more punching. I don't remember anything stand out from that. We really need to see the creative range of that, and being set on Earth, buddy cop. That sounds like it's going to be incredibly grounded. So we're going to see more fists and baseball bats, just like we did with Guy Gardner. And
We
Superman,
shouldn't
which
have
is
it grounded.
disappointing.
It shouldn't be grounded at all. It's Green Lantern Corps are space cops.
yeah.
We should be out in space doing space.
Why are
things.
we on Earth?
Mhm.
One of the best episodes of Justice League Unlimited is when Morgan Le Fay reduces everybody's age, and Superman, Batman,
Kid
Wonder Woman,
stuff,
and,
yeah,
and John
yeah.
Stewart are all reduced to kids. And John Stewart at one point is like, "I'm a kid. My imagination is blooming." He creates a mech around himself during that episode, and I love that moment. You could do shit like that, but they're not going to. They're going to probably. I wager they're going to lose their lanterns partway through the season, and they're going to be underpowered for like 3 or 4 episodes.
Probably.
That's what
Wow.
I feel.
Yeah, that sounds
That-
boring.
That's what I feel what's going to happen. they're going to lose their lanterns, or their lanterns run out of juice, and they won't be able to get it back in the dimension, the charge, or whatever.
I'm telling you what, if Sinestro is not in the first season of Lanterns at all, just fucking nuke the entire thing.
I'm afraid they would jump too far ahead and go like to Red Lanterns or something. Don't jump too ahead to that.
You got to start with Sinestro.
Yeah. Start at the base, the foundation, the original villain.
But no one, I mean, but look at the pattern that's been set. When have they ever started with the base? Heck, we're not even getting a Hal Jordan show. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil.
Yeah.
So we're already jumping too far ahead. And God knows I worship at the altar of Jon Stewart. Let's not get this twisted here. But if I am going to start a Green Lantern show, I'm going to start off with the Green Lantern. Okay. The Green Lantern is Hal Jordan. All right. It is. That's just the way it is. That's the way it should be. And then we can expand it outward. But no, we're already jumping towards the middle or the end. But no, Guy Gardner's already here. So we're at the end.
He's going to be in the show. Nathan Fillion will be in the show.
We're already at the end. What am I smoking? We're already at the end. So we already have Guy Gardner. He's already established as the guy, I guess. But
Well,
see,
we're at the end because it's the most recent. It's the stuff that's in James Gunn's face. With the Brave and the Bold, we're end of the timeline. With
He's a
the
hack.
Lanterns, we're at the end of the timeline. We're in a ton of Rebirth, a New 52 era costumes and storylines. Woman of Tomorrow is relatively new for Supergirl, even though they changed the name. It's still the story that they're adapting. It's all very new stuff because a quick Google search, what's going to come up at the top of the list? The newest stuff. James Gunn isn't an expert on DC Comics, so he shouldn't be in this position.
No. Well, we're going to listen. We're going to have a lot to talk about next year. Or I know Lanterns is December, I think. Lanterns is December.
Is that this year?
It's this year.
Lanterns. We don't have a full trailer yet?
Wait, maybe I'm wrong. It's either right beginning of next year before Supergirl. I believe Lanterns comes out before Supergirl. I might be wrong. Somebody needs to double check my date. I got a lot of dates floating in my head for a lot of stuff right now. So
early 26.
Okay.
So here's another problem, Adam, before we move on. Like, I understand you have Matt Reeves, the Batman movie, it's a motion picture, but then you have Penguin, which is a side character, have his own TV show, fantastic TV show.
Yeah, it was
phenomenal TV show. But Penguin having a TV show rather than a movie makes sense. Having the Green Lantern Corps be a TV show is fucking wild. This should be a movie. If you're going to do a Lanterns, buddy cop, anything, it should be a movie. Having it be a series that you have to subscribe to HBO Max for to watch it to get caught up. Now we're getting into Disney Plus, WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier territory here.
We are.
Here's how it could have worked as a series. Make it an anthology, different lanterns doing different stuff, like all-time favorite side lanterns, alien lanterns doing shit. And then give us a movie with the Green Lanterns who are part of the Justice League. Hal, John, Guy, something like that.
If you think about this, watching the Penguin series, it doesn't have any real strong implications against the Batman 2. You could go into Batman to the Batman 2 without having watched Penguin, and you still know that it's Penguin. You know that he's this mob boss in this universe. You don't really need to do your homework to understand the Batman 2 if you missed out on Penguin. It's just a good Penguin story. If you miss on the Lanterns TV show, future DC projects, I'm assuming that you're probably going to be lost, especially if Hal Jordan dies.
Yep. Yeah. It's a recipe for disaster. Didn't they just see Disney Plus burn? Is everybody blind or semi-retarded? Because I just watched Disney Plus take the greatest media franchise over the last 20 years and burn it to the ground. Took all the goodwill and burn it to the ground, and then burned all your cash along with it.
It could be that false hope from the Penguin, though, for how successful the Penguin was.
The wrong message.
But it's a good standalone show. And like you just said, Beardo, you hit it right on the head. I don't have to watch Penguin to understand what's happening in the Batman 2, because it already was implied at the end of the Batman that Penguin was going to take over.
Correct.
That was already implied.
Yep.
So when we go to the next film and we have whatever the time skip is and he's in charge, We have already made the conclusion, like, oh, he took over the business from the Falcones. It's simple. It's already there. We could literally just skip all of Penguin and miss nothing. These fools at Warner Brothers are doing the Marvel thing. They're doing we're gonna have all these 18 different TV shows, and then I'm gonna finger blast myself, and then I'm gonna have everybody watch. And then when I have everybody watch that, then we're gonna go to the movie theater. Then when I have go to the movie theater, then we're gonna have a gay orgy in the movie theater. Then we're gonna go over there to somebody else's mama's house. We're gonna do Unspeakable Evil. So, bro, streamline your crap.
Yeah.
Make movies. Sweet buttermilk Jesus. Do movies.
And slow it down. Slow it down. Like, we don't need a 60-year-old Hal Jordan.
We don't. Give me a young man as playing Hal and put him in the daggone movie. Make everybody young. Screw it. Give me a Green Lantern movie where everybody's in their prime and we're out and we're going to Oa. We're seeing all this great stuff. We're going to different planets. Heck, what was Adam's idea? War World. Throw it in there. Screw it. Let's have some fun. Let's have some space adventures. And not to mention, that's up freaking James Gunn's aisle anyway. So what the freak are we doing?
If you want to fast track Batman a little bit, don't jump to Damian Wayne. If you want to fast track Dick Grayson and have him already be Nightwing, fine. I accept that. We haven't seen a Nightwing in live action. Sure. Give us Jason Todd, and then you can tell the story Under the Red Hood, Death in the Family. Tell that story, because that's one of the best Batman stories there is.
You just said
it to us.
He doesn't want to take the time, though. They don't want to take the time. They want to rush, because people have the attention spans of gnats, and they can't pay attention to anything for more than 20 seconds.
And the reason they have those attention spans because they can't make crap. That's the problem. If you give me quality, I will sit my butt cheeks in the seat and stare at the screen. But if you're going to sit there and tell me you're going to fast track through Batman, and let's tell the truth and shame the devil, the most profitable character DC has ever created, you're going to fast track Batman, you're a retard. It's not debatable. There's something wrong with you.
Because now you either have to make an excuse, or now you're playing catch up, having to establish all these characters. Now you have to establish Nightwing. Now you have to establish Red Hood. Now you have to establish Tim Drake. You have to establish Oracle as Oracle. Like, you have to establish all of that, which is way more work than just, okay, Dick Grayson's Nightwing, and now we have Jason Todd, and we can have a few movies doing that.
Do that. They're just going to pretend that those early Robins don't
or
exist.
Just kill them off. Well, they're dead.
Here's the thing. James Gunn believes in medias res. He has no problem starting in the middle of something and not filling in the blanks that came before. That's what the bottom line is. He's going to start every single one of these franchises in the middle of their stories and pray that nobody notices. Problem is, a lot of us have noticed.
Dude, I swear, if they do Damian Wayne and they don't even mention any other Robins, or if that all three of the previous Robins died, I'm gonna fucking nuke somebody.
You should.
I might just do it.
I'm gonna go to a small village and eat their last loaf of bread all to myself.
Oh man. So yeah.
Would that be worse though than just having, I don't know, Tim Drake come after Damian Wayne?
Oh, don't say that out loud.
That's sacrilegious.
I'm saying like there was no Robins prior to Damian Wayne, and then they do all the other ones afterwards.
That's a huge
random order.
That's sacrilegious.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That would kill the franchise.
Carrie? Do Carrie after Damian?
Look what he did to Jor-El. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did that.
Lord have mercy.
He doesn't care.
If Damian Wayne's the first Robin, fuck.
It's like what we've been saying for this whole time. James Gunn does what James Gunn wants to do because James Gunn only cares about himself. He doesn't care about actual fans, and he loves getting praise. I saw a clip this morning when I was looking through things. Oh, look, James Gunn got a standing ovation at San Diego Comic-Con. What, from like 50 people in there who are in there because they're the diehards?
Marvel heads is what they were. Marvel heads who happened to support James Gunn because he was in Marvel.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. We're just gonna keep yelling at this. we're gonna have plenty of time to go after each of these projects that comes out, because now the third movie has finally come out, and it's better than Superman. I'll say that. I've got my review out. You can go watch it later on. It's Fantastic Four, First Steps. Oh, I always saw baby steps on the first one that said it. Let's remember that. Came up with that first. Roughly same opening as Superman.
Yep.
Just
Roughly
starting in
the
the middle of the action, yeah. Well, with these three movies, I've actually been shocked with all three of these movies come out with their amount of quality. I expected to hate Jurassic World. I liked that one the most. I expected Superman to be okay. No, it was bad. It wasn't okay. And this one was kind of okay, almost okay. Like I can't
defined it as
predict
mid.
this anymore.
It's like just right in the middle for me. A 5 out of 10.
Very
Just
mid. Yeah,
right
5
in
out
the
of
middle.
10 is a good place for it.
And I'm not angry at this movie. It's not like what we just did with Superman. I am not angry a little bit. I'm nitpicking things. I'm looking at this. But as I said before we got into this, Fantastic Four is better than Superman for some very simple reasons. Production, direction, narrative. It stays on the rails the whole movie. Doesn't deviate. And it makes it a much easier watch as opposed to Superman, which was schizoid, frenetic, all over the place, jumping around constantly.
Overly complicated plot, whereas Fantastic Four tried to keep it simple, and that helped it a lot. I don't think they would have been able to pull off a complicated script. These aren't talented writers, but they went simple, stayed simple, and it worked relatively well. The one thing that I think Superman did better than Fantastic Four is their performances. I found pretty much everyone in Fantastic Four bland and uninteresting with the exception of a few moments from Johnny. Johnny was my highlight from the film. But in Superman, I liked nearly everyone in their roles. David was my favorite part of that movie. I really think he had some great moments. But the script let him down. It's the exact inverse for Fantastic Four.
All right, so let's just go over the numbers real quick, and then we will open up the discussion, and we will talk about a spoiler-filled discussion. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to dance or anything. So 118 domestic, 100 international. These are fairly good numbers. It will probably have it'll probably be respectable all the way around. And I feel like my prediction of 450 to 550 is going to ring true. I feel like that's where it's going to land.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I kind of had the same sentiments as Jed. Like I went into this film with nothing, obviously, because I expect nothing. But I thought it was okay. I thought it was serviceable. I know I have a lot of narrative problems with this film, and I think the third act is butchered more than ground beef. But the film did okay, and like everybody was bland. That was very annoying. I'm not angry.
Yeah,
I'm not angry.
There's no anger here today. There's no anger.
Yeah, it was kind of boring. Like the film was kind of boring, but like you can tell that this film was filmed safely. I think that's the best word.
Best word. This was a safe movie. They didn't risk anything.
Yeah, nothing at all was risked.
When we talk about the end, I talked about this with Jed yesterday. They could have taken a very bold risk with a decision at the end and still made it work because of what they're lining up with multiverse and crap. But Beardo, how did you feel about it? I know you liked it.
I did like it. I'll agree with you guys that it is a just above average movie. It's a good movie, but I really liked it. I really liked it. So, it's compared to Superman because this movie is always, or at least recently, it's going to be compared to Superman because of the release dates for these movies.
Yeah, no way around it.
The movie takes its time, although it's a short runtime, an hour and 55 minutes. It takes its time. It's not like the TikTok super fast paced, but there are scenes and circumstances in this movie that are explained quickly. Things do happen quickly, but it's not that bam, 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 bam in your face, just like total like, what the fuck just happened? But there are scenes that are kind of fast tracked to get along with where they're trying to go in the movie, so I understand that. Johnny is the highlight of the movie. Johnny's awesome. Do I think that almost the entire cast is miscast? Yes.
Yes.
I didn't love Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. I didn't love Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. I didn't love him, but here's the thing. I thought Pedro Pascal was fine. He did a fine job. He wasn't good. He wasn't great. He wasn't perfect casting, but for an actor who was miscast to play Mr. Fantastic, he did fine. He was fine. He wasn't unlikable. He was just fine.
Here's the problem. there's this thing going around right now where it's the way he played him was okay because they're saying Reed Richards is autistic. Reed Richards is not autistic. He's just he's not autistic. Pedro is, but he's not autistic. Saying Pedro's playing a Reed Richards autism is perfect because socially awkward. This that no Reed Richards.
No,
is autistic.
he's not autistic.
He's just a genius that doesn't give a fuck about regular things.
Yeah,
and
he's too smart for his own good,
and has an ego bigger than Tony Stark's, and has charisma. People like him. And the problem, because here's what boils down to. Beardo was right on when he said, I agree completely. The total miscast on everybody. And that's my problem with this movie. As I said, the story, it's simple, stays on the rails. I generally don't have a problem with it. I have a problem with the MacGuffin of Franklin Richards. I despise Franklin Richards in general. I think he's one of the worst characters ever created in Marvel history because he's so goddamn overpowered. And I love my OP shit, but Franklin Richards breaks everything every time. And I hate his existence. So I don't like that. Pedro, we just talked about that. I agree. I think Vanessa Kirby's performance was extremely subpar. She had two modes, either kind of silly and nice or stay away from my baby. Or it was just And my only problem with Johnny Storm and what's his name who played it, I always forget his name.
Joseph Quint.
Joseph Quint, thank you.
Or Joseph Quinn.
Joseph Quinn, whatever. That's not the Johnny Storm I'm used to. Is the problem. They kind of allude that he does Johnny Storm stuff, but as we saw in the preview discussions, we didn't see him being the childish playboy that he is, the hot shot, this and that. It's a very safe, goofy Johnny.
They talk about it. That's what they do. They talk about him loving women. They talk about him being this kind of hot shot playboy, but they don't really show it to you. And he has a moment with the female Silver Surfer. But then he talks about it. He talks about it, but we didn't see what he's talking about.
Yeah.
They have a moment where he's in space, their first encounter, whatever. Then he comes back. He's like, man, I was fucking horny for her. She was fucking naked. I was looking at her silver fucking tits.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
But that's not what we saw happen. You know what I'm saying? But I did like that they gave him some brains because Reed Richards, in this movie, they established, hey, I brought together the 4 smartest people that I know, and they happen to be my best friends. So I was happy to see them do something with Johnny where he's just not this fucking like hot shot, hey, how you doing, retard. He actually took on the responsibility of decoding the Silver Surfer's language and using that kind of, not necessarily as blackmail, but kind of just like to expose her a little bit and say, hey, you're kind of being a hypocrite here with the sacrifice that you made for your planet. But now you're serving Galactus and you're wiping out everybody else's planets without seeing the consequences that it has on us. So I like that whole scene. That to me was the best scene in the movie, was when he took her to Times Square, all over the TVs, decoded her language, knew her backstory. That was awesome. I love seeing Johnny do that. And I like the use of his powers as well. And in the beginning of the movie, I'm going on a fucking rant here.
That's it.
The beginning of the movie, they, in a clever way, I know Jed doesn't necessarily agree with me, but I thought it was clever how they did the whole ABCs celebrating the 4 years of Fantastic Four, and then it kind of gives you like a montage to get you caught up
Superman
on what happened.
Done.
Absolutely.
Bingo, and that's my point. Superman opens up with a text, and you're reading, Superman did this 3 years ago. Superman did this 3 months ago. Superman just lost his first fight 30 minutes ago. And it's like, show us something. Give us something why we should be invested and care about these characters. And that's what I liked about the whole montage that they did in the beginning, showing them use their powers, explaining stuff, showing Ben Grimm before he was the Thing. I did appreciate that. That's what Superman should have done.
But my whole problem then is, you mentioned Ben Grimm. This is not Ben Grimm. That it isn't. This soft-spoken, nice little guy. He's very careful, has the fun to play with. It's not, hey, Stretch. Hey, that isn't the Ben Grimm I grew up with. And that's my problem. It looks like this is the best visual thing we've had. It looked like Kirby's Thing. That was great. But
absolutely.
I didn't get Ben Grimm. And I'm going to call them cowards on this. They don't come right out and say he's Jewish. I call them cowards on this. They just have him show up at the synagogue at the end, but they don't actually come out and say it. And I just think they're being cowardly in today's atmospheres. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I call them a
Yeah,
coward
that's
on that.
that. I'll agree with you on that, Adam, for sure.
Yeah.
Because like you wouldn't know, like the way that the film was shot, you wouldn't know that Ben is Jewish because he's just passing by, he's buying cookies, and then just happens to pass a synagogue with the Jew lady that he's into.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would just assume like, oh, he's just into the Jew lady.
Jew lady.
Yeah, he's just into the Jew lady.
Jew-S.
And so you wouldn't assume that he is. And I think that, I agree with you. I think that's a little disrespectful because that is part of his culture. I mean, that's part of his character.
But he has no story in this.
Not at all.
He's just there.
Yeah.
He's there to hold the baby half the time. That's a lot of what he does, and he
All
knocks
right.
down the building at the end. He
Yeah, I
very
mean-
little contributes. I like a
So-
few of his reflective moments when he's in his civilian clothes, like looking at the TV, seeing the old version of himself and the look on his face. There's a few good moments of his performance, but there's no writing to him. There's no arc. He's literally there to hold the baby half the time, and that's just a disservice to his character because the 2005 movie, for all its flaws, they really highlighted the torturous nature of becoming this monster. He's literally called the Thing. Is there anything
Did
more
they ever
dehumanizing
call
He
that
was
the
never
movie?
called. He was never called that in the
Never, I
entire
was
film.
right. They
Did
never
they not
called
call
him
him
that.
that?
They never called him the
Never called him
Thing.
that.
Yeah, they just
Never
called him
called him
Ben.
the
Yep.
Yep.
Never once called him the Thing.
You have some of the most narrative meat around his character coming to terms with the monster that he's become, and they just glaze over that. And it's like, yeah, it's been 4 years. He's very happy as the rock monster, but not really. And that's it. That's all they give him. And that's very disappointing.
And what's disappointing to me is he doesn't want to say clobber in time. That,
Yeah, it's
I
like,
know
that's a TV show thing. I don't say that.
I mean, it's just, oh, come on. All right, so the biggest, I think this movie falls apart for me is the characters, the behaviors. Back to Reed Richards. Pedro's Reed Richards, he solves problems, but everybody else actually, he comes up with ideas, but everybody else actually does the problem solving. Or he doesn't actually get anything done. Here's what I feel. It falls apart in two moments, really, for me. And it both involve Silver Surf Her and Galactus.
Silver Surf Her.
Yeah. Here's the problem. One. Now, we were wrong last week when we said, what are they going to do for 9 months? They're pregnant Sue, this and that. No, Sue is pregnant right away. She's pregnant right away. But here's the problem. They lied to us in the trailers. In the trailers, they didn't show her pregnant in those scenes. Now she's pregnant. So we made those guesses with faulty information. So we're not at fault for that. We're not at fault for that. I'm not gonna take away
Everything about Sue Storm and her pregnancy made me roll my eyes. Like everything about it, and the problem with the film, and here we go to where the problem with the film is, the entire film is about Franklin. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil.
Yes,
the entire film is about Franklin, and the whole thing is, oh, we're watching out for the baby. When the baby, like 40 minutes of the film is devoted to when is the baby coming? Is the baby going to have powers? And then we give birth in space, which, oh my God.
All right. That's one of my that I was kind of just
I almost walked out.
When they go to space, and I mentioned this to Jed yesterday, it's part of 2 or 3 problems I had with the narrative where it does break for me. One, before we get to space, they're going to space. They specifically say they hadn't been to space in 4 years because Reed is afraid to take them back up there.
Yep.
I can buy them having rebuilt the Excelsior. I can buy that. Reed's, of course,
Sure.
going to rebuild this ship. But if they haven't been to space, they have the FTL engine floating up there. That means they haven't tested it.
Mm-hmm.
That means they haven't gone anywhere. And they're going to take pregnant Sue Storm into untested technology.
Why was she going in the first place?
Thank you.
She
So
shouldn't
much
have gone in the
radiation
first
they could be
place.
exposed to. There's mutations that could. You thought what happened to them in getting their powers was bad, and yeah, that entire. I got to say this. It's time that we said it as a society. Taking pregnant women into combat is bad. It is
It's a bad
morally
thing.
reprehensible. It's irresponsible at best. Like it's grounds to have Child Protective Services called.
Yeah.
Jed.
It's not just your life in danger. There is another innocent life. Can you imagine if you took a toddler or a baby, a newborn baby, and a soldier in Iraq strapped it to his chest and ran into a hailstorm of bullets? That man would be in prison for the rest of his life for child endangerment.
And the
Why
only
is it a
thing-
different standard here?
The only thing she did was turn the ship invisible
Well,
while they
no.
were there.
Until beating Silver Surfer
she beat
while
the crap out of
in
Silver
labor.
Surfer while
She's
everybody
the
else
only
got
one
their
who did
asses kicked.
damage to the Silver Surfer while
But-
she's screaming in labor.
Anyone of one else of them could have done that. Is Reed not smart enough to put a cloaking device and install?
There's
a
the
cloaking
problem,
device
Beardo. You're hitting
into-
the nail on the head. Reed is a moron in this film. He's a moron. And I want to touch on something you said, Jed, about the cosmic radiation and all that stuff. Part of the plot is the part about, is the baby gonna have powers? Is the baby gonna be normal? Let me do another radiology scan on you because I'm concerned about the health of the baby. All that crap. And then you immediately take a 9-month pregnant woman into space.
Where you got your powers in the
Where
first
you
place.
got the powers in the first place.
And
to
but
go
she even
to go face a cosmic being that you know is a cosmic being.
Mhm.
It's wild stuff.
Beardo, go
And
ahead.
I could not. I could not.
I might be getting my timeline mixed up here. I was pretty sure that before they went into space, they said that she was 6 months pregnant and that the Silver Surfer Galactus induced her labor.
No, she's already 8 months pregnant at that point. She's 8 months
She was
pregnant.
8 months
She is
pregnant.
ready
She's
to pop.
pregnant.
She is
Yeah,
ready
but
to
They,
pop.
they
I
mentioned
Galactus
they
did induce it.
mentioned
Galactus did induce the
Galactus
labor.
did induce the labor, but
Somehow.
I swore right before they said you're 6 months pregnant.
She was really pregnant.
No,
I
she
don't
was
know
really
about
pregnant,
that.
but
The
Really
baby
pregnant.
doesn't look
I don't
like a
know.
preemie.
Wait,
so.
it had,
But
it
no,
had to
and
be 8
that's
months.
what I'm saying. That's what
It
I'm
had to
saying.
be
Like,
at least 8 months, Beardo, because they said that they were gone a month when they came back. They said they were gone a month on their trip to face Galactus. That's what the news report said. So she was at least 8.5 months
Because
pregnant.
they
and
the
gave birth.
invisible fetus mimic, which made that cringed me the fuck out.
Yeah,
When she made her belly invisible, that cringed me out. I was like, oh no.
a bit
but
horrifying.
that was my point. Like, if she was 6 months pregnant, which I thought I remembered them
I might have
mentioning
missed
her
that. I
being
might have missed that.
6 months pregnant before they go up there, and then they did light speed to get to the planet that Galactus was at. So not too much time could have passed when they did that, and then induced labor when she gave birth. This was not like an undersized,
No, that
No.
undersized
If
baby.
they
Franklin
did say
Richards.
6 months, the film contradicts it.
And here's the other problem when we get into there. Dre, Franklin Richards has cosmic level powers. He can make
Yes.
Galactus his bitch at one point.
Yes.
He doesn't have the power cosmic.
No, he does not have the power cosmic, but
That's Galactus.
yeah, the Galactus is the power cosmic,
But
and that's why he can.
but he says this child has the power cosmic. I was like, no.
See, no. Here's the problem, Adam. Adam, I got a lot of problems with Galactus. First, I love the design. Let me get
Wasted
that out
though.
He looks
Wasted.
great.
He
He
looked
looks
great.
Looks great. The scale is he's fucking huge, dude.
Loved all that. You give me a Galactus that doesn't want to be Galactus anymore. What are we doing?
He had like 7 lines in the movie.
And they were
7
all,
lines.
I want the baby to take my hunger. Oh,
And Ralph
can you take
Ineson
my hunger?
Ralph Ineson, when he did have lines, he delivered. He was really
Yeah.
fucking
It was
good.
fine. All right. I
God
made a
bless that
mistake
man.
in my review. I didn't know he was actually in full
He was mocap.
costume. But
Yeah.
he was in costume. I didn't know that. I
Mhm.
didn't know that.
Yeah, there's
I
shots
said it
of
was
him in
supposed.
the costume.
I said it was CGI. I have to take that back. I didn't know that. I got that one wrong. But he was wasted. It's
Oh.
and also
But
because
he's not done. He's not done. He's coming back for sure.
Well,
I
want
guess
to see him back.
I don't
A
know.
Galactus that doesn't want to be a Galactus is a waste of my time. When we are introduced to the coolest Galactus we've ever had, it's not debatable. It's what it is.
Mhm.
The
Not-
coolest
not
Galactus we
Fog
ever had.
Monster. It's not Fog
Yep.
Monster.
Not Fog Monster or an idea or some jizz on the
Don't
side of the
defend it,
wall.
Dragon Lady.
This is
You can't defend that. You know you can't defend
absolutely.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's the best Galactus we ever had. When we get introduced to him, he doesn't want to be Galactus. That's a waste. His entire arc is, I need that baby. And right when you talk about that baby, I thought about Jed. I thought about Jed when we were talking about that baby. I'm like, oh my God, this is Maury Povich. This is Maury Povich. Like he wants to be the father of that baby.
Hey,
I'm like, what?
boys.
Oh my God, Jed called it. Like, what
Real
are you
quick,
doing?
I said this to Jed right after the movie. This movie, Fantastic Four First Steps, is literally Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer 07 minus Doctor Doom. You take Doctor Doom out of it, It's the same fucking movie.
Except
Basically.
Silver Surfer has no role in it either. She doesn't do anything because when you get Johnny's thing, she just disappears and comes back with no.
It's the same movie. Silver Surfer is helping Galactus.
Yep.
Galactus is going to eat Earth. Sue Storm dies at the end. It's the same fucking movie.
Distilled
And then
to
she
its
comes
basic
back
plot
to
point.
life. It's the same fucking movie.
I've been saying this the moment they started showing the trailers. It's like, this feels very much like Rise of the Silver Surfer, but worse. And then now it's, this is definitely Rise of the Silver Surfer, but worse.
It is.
Rise of
I don't
Silver
know.
Surfer is still a better movie, though.
Well, because
Yes,
Silver Surfer, here's the problem. The Silver Surfer had no development. Also, Jed, coincidence. It's just such a coincidence that her homeworld's messages have been directed at Earth so that Reed can collect them and Johnny can translate them and use them.
Yeah, who gets saved and then just like, I'm going to broadcast the life story of our savior to the entire galaxy.
So I have a theory about that. Okay. I think the messages on the vinyls and the flashback scene of her planet where she sacrifices herself and Johnny decoding that, I think that was all part of the reshoots. I think that was reshot. And all of that was the reshoots that they spliced into the movie.
And the entire third act.
Okay,
is just
let's talk about the plan. They alluded to plan, the teleportation, and I pointed this out in my review, and I said it to Jid last night. Okay, we're going to teleport the planet, but you're going to leave the moon behind?
Yeah, the moon's kind of important to our entire ecological
Reed Richards wouldn't leave the moon behind. He would know that would be called catastrophic damage to the Earth if you leave the moon behind.
Yeah,
you're right.
Leaving the moon behind is a disaster, but it doesn't matter how successful he is. This is an extinction level event. There are not microbes surviving this event. He said we will be within 1% air of the green zone, or the Goldilocks zone as it's more commonly called, not 1% of the center of the Goldilocks zone. Even a 1% out of the Goldilocks zone means we're scorched or we're frozen.
Yep.
Our atmosphere is going to be torn off. We can't guarantee whatever solar system you go to isn't having a solar event that will wipe out our magnetic field. There are a million things that will kill us. The likelihood of success is infinitesimal.
Stargate Atlantis episode where they have to fight off the solar flare. Yeah, you can't guarantee that. You don't know the history of whatever solar system you're going to. You don't know. That's perfect way to put that.
Space is notoriously unstable, and we're in this perfectly synchronized solar system. Luckily, most solar systems aren't as well balanced or as well protected. Heliospheres aren't as stable as our heliosphere. There's a million things that will kill us, and there's no way on Earth that we survive, that anything survives. It's asinine to go from, the only thing difference between an egg and a planet is scale. No, there's a lot of fucking differences, a lot of so many differences. The molten core, is that going to be moved properly?
I get what you're saying. But
It's
we also have to understand it's a comic book movie.
No, there's some things you can accept with comic book movie, like a faster than light engine. All right, I think that's a big stretch for me, but I can accept that. Teleporting a planet across the solar system when you can barely teleport an egg, that isn't comic book suspend your disbelief. The FTL engine is. This is full on kids with crayons drooling.
I'm not saying it's smart. It's
so
dumb.
bad.
It's dumb, but
dumbest
it is
character in this movie.
A comic book movie.
Johnny Storm is the smartest character in the movie. Decoding the language is the smartest thing we see in the film. Reed Richards isn't even smart enough to understand, hey, the world's asking why we hadn't defeated Galactus. Maybe I should say, Galactus was not interested in coming to reasonable negotiations with us. That's not even a lie. That's still true, but it obfuscates the problem.
All right.
And it doesn't admit
tell
to the
everybody
world.
that they wanted my kid.
Let me get into
moronic.
This is where this is a very good story idea. The fact that you have to break it to the world somehow eventually. You got to show that that he wants the baby. But the way they handled it was awkward. They didn't. There was better ways to do it, because here's how I look at it. And Star Trek fans, listen to what I'm saying when I word it like this. Excuse me. In Star Trek II Wrath of Khan, it's needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. This movie essentially is the needs of the one outweigh the needs of the many, but we're going to manipulate, emotionally blackmail all of the world to convince them you're also part of our family. So that way you have to care about us.
So bad.
Not to mention, I want some confirmation here. This movie, it's got some nice little soft socialism in it, where the Future Foundation runs the fucking world and Sue Storm runs the fucking world.
Dude, it's so much worse than that. The leak said that she led to a nuclear disarmament. That's what she did, is that she made every nation agree to get rid of their nukes, which is already bad enough. It's just something you don't need to talk about. But they specifically say the allied nations of the Future Foundation are disbanding their militaries. Their armed forces are being disbanded.
Except for Latveria.
Except
Latvia.
Any participating nation has gotten rid of their armies. That means the entire planet is making the Fantastic Four the world's military force. We're one step away, like crazy Reed Richards, like I don't know, some brain thing in a comic book. You know, sometimes characters turn evil for whatever reason.
The maker.
Something like that happens. We've got a dictator who's ruling the entire world. They've given all military power and authority to these 4 individuals, hoping that they can police the world. We're living in a Sue Storm police state. That's what planet Earth is. That's insane.
So, I mean, I see that, and it's just fine, but I just don't understand how everybody's just so everybody's just so happy all the time. But like I said, with the baby, then they turn on them, and the story does well. It's a good natural. It's not like everybody turning on Superman instantly because of the Jor-El video on thing.
Oh man,
this one it gave a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, to me, the whole thing is handled awkwardly, and that speech doesn't make it any better.
No, that speech annoyed the crap out of me. He got out there and was like, "This my baby. Get to know him. Get to know your baby. You just told us that Galactus is going to kill us if you don't give up the baby. I don't care about your baby. I don't care nothing about your stinking baby. And you're going to tell me that if you give up the baby, my family lives. Your speech means cock all. You're not going to sit there and convince anybody like, hey, look at my baby and we're going to do it together and blah, blah, blah. And then the face turn is instant. The face turn is instant. I'm going to be the fool with some questions. I'm like, okay, why does he want this baby? No one asked any question. No one question. There was an angry mob. There's an angry mob outside their house, and no one asked a question.
And she's only talking to a small group of New York City as well.
Yeah.
The
entire like what Jed perfectly put. This is a Sue Storm police state. Oh, excuse me, planet. My mistake. Sorry.
Dear leader.
Police planet by her, and y'all gonna sit there and tell me no one asked a question? Why does he want the baby? Oh, bye. Like you give me nothing. And the idea that everybody immediately got on board was like, you're right. Life is important. Yeah. Like, bruh, no. And like what Beardo said, some things are you guys suspend your disbelief and like comic continuity. But this was like, even in the context of the film, it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. So like all these scenes, like all the scenes with Sue Storm, she's Sue Storm in the stupid. She didn't take his last name because who would?
Oh yeah.
So everything with Sue Storm was just annoying or bland or uneventful.
Let me ask you this. So we get to the battle with Galactus, and I want to go over that because this is where I mentioned the word wasted potential in my review. This could have been a battle where you would see Reed Richards at his best, using all kinds of tricks and traps and crazy science to slow down Galactus, beat Galactus, break him down. But we don't get any of that. Instead, after a lot of crying and running around, and for a second, I thought it was going to be cool when Reed is turning the valve and doing okay, he's going to do something cool, and I'm going to look like a fool for complaining the whole time about this. But no. Then Galactus takes him and plays Stretch Armstrong with him.
Yep.
And he doesn't stretch him that much. Like, he should be able to stretch way more than that.
He can stretch way more than
which
that.
is, of course, we have to compare to. When Reed fixes the whatchamacallit, the Ferris wheeler is trying to, he stretches like 30 times as long as Galactus pulls it.
Exactly.
So I probably, but they did that just so now here comes Sue Storm Save the Day. Now, I am not going to say that Sue Storm doesn't have powers, but Drake, confirm this for me for the audience watching at home. They have, for the past 20, 30 years, continually upscaled Sue Storm's powers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Making her, because right now I've heard people going, hey, clearly you haven't read a comic. She can beat up a Celestial. It's like, yes, now she can, because they spent decades continually increasing her power levels and changing her abilities.
Yes.
And to have all the dudes, even after they get a clobber in time where Johnny throws Ben like a missile, where Galactus then just shrugs him off, Reed gets shrugged off, Johnny gets shrugged off. They're all got their ass kicked, and then here comes Sue, Angry Mama Bear, to get away from my son and to push him into the portal.
Oh God! Like
and then they tried to give Johnny something, and that got stolen by the female Silver Surfer.
There's the other part. John, here's where I said if this would have been creative risks to take, because here's the thing: Galactus, even if you're going to knock him into through the portal, he's going to be however millions of light years away. He's Galactus. He will still survive in space. He'll just be floating around until he can grab something and build another ship or something. But he's going to survive. Johnny cannot. He literally needs. He's still a human being. He needs oxygen to breathe and oxygen to fly. That would have been a sacrifice.
Yes.
And when I was watching it, I said, "Oh, here it comes, Last Jedi moment," because then Silver Surfer, she does roast Tico, and it still is a no sacrifice play because the Silver Surfer can also survive in space because of power cost.
Yep.
But you're not. To be fair, you're not going to kill Johnny Storm in the first Fantastic Four movie.
Saying,
that's the setup for the sequel.
But I'm saying that would have been the good risk to take, because the next real movie is Doomsday, not Spider-Man. Brand New Day, because that's street level stuff. The next thing is Doomsday. It's multiverse. They're gonna make Secret Wars Doom World anyway. Just bring in an alternate Johnny Storm. Have the risk that Johnny Storm.
I disagree
sacrifice
with that.
play.
I don't think he should have died. I think there should have been some way, like a glimpse through the portal. They saw there was a planet there, and he goes through the portal.
Or he could have.
Reed's like, all right, we've got to find your brother. We're not going to let him die out there.
That would be cool, but we can't have no agency.
Or if he could have done some type of like supernova fucking kick punch to put Galactus in there, that's fine.
Just give him a heroic moment.
I'm not saying kill him, but you guys just give great options. Let Johnny have his moment.
The sentiment was
contribute much to the final fight.
I think he still had a moment. He was going to do it. He was going to do it. He didn't know Silver Surfer was going to come in and do it anyways. He said it. Tell Franklin that his uncle fucking loved him.
Yes.
He had it. Moment. He was going to do it. And that's what mattered to me. Although Silver Surfer, it was so predictable that Silver Surfer was going to come back and do that. I don't mind it, because you're not going to kill Johnny in the first Fantastic Four movie. You're just not going to do it. I don't want the multiverse excuse to bring in just another, because now the stakes now stakes don't mean anything anymore. That's like bringing Tony Stark back to come play Iron Man, or a younger Steve Rogers to come play Captain America. I don't want the multiverse excuse to bring in another character. I didn't mind that Johnny was gonna do it. He was dead set on doing it. He went to go do it, and then Silver Surfer wound up doing it anyways. I don't hate that. I don't mind it.
But Beardo, I have a question. Why did she do it?
Because
why is she having a face?
Johnny convinced her, because she's got a crush on Johnny.
The face turn didn't make no sense, because he played some sounds for you.
Rewrites.
He played some whale sounds for you. That's crazy.
I have a way to fix that and make it really interesting for the sequel. So my plan of him going through the portal with Galactus getting trapped on the other side, but we show Silver Surfer watching the entire fight, not doing anything because she's conflicted. I can buy her being conflicted after what Johnny did with her. And then she sees Johnny sacrificing himself, kind of how she
flies through the portal too to go save Johnny.
There you go.
Save Johnny.
There you go.
And whether or not they get trapped on the other side, it might kind of look a little Iron Man at the end of the first Avengers, where Johnny falls back through the portal, but have Johnny's sacrifice be the face turn for Silver Surfer and show that emotion on her face.
But still, she did still see Johnny do it. Johnny was gonna do it. She saw it.
But here's the thing. With the Silver Surfer.
Sorry, Dragon Lady.
One second. With Silver Surfer, Let me finish. Then you go. With Silver Surfer,
sorry.
that how they always flip him is to make him feel guilty. That's how you flip the Silver Surfer canonically. But we didn't see enough of it. Is my problem? Just her
one
coming
scene.
back. One scene, she runs off screaming. And I'm not saying have exposition dumps, but one more conversation or at least an internal monologue of her on her own.
And that's why I think they did the reshoots.
To the fight. Just have her emote while watching the fight. Just something for us to see the transitional moment.
All right, Dragon Lady, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but even on again Rise of the Silver Surfer, they even had Johnny Storm towards the end of the film wanting to sacrifice himself because of like what was going on with his powers at that particular time. And the Silver Surfer gave him and Sue basically a second chance. Even on that particular film, they did that, but it was a lot better. So from what I've been hearing and comparing the pair of them.
Well, the Silver Surfer in that movie had more to do. And they gave her very little to do in this, which I attribute to what Beardo said, reshoots.
I think that's why they did the reshoots, to make her motivation at the end to save Johnny. They added in those reshoots of the message decoding and the flashback to her sacrificing herself on her planet. That's why they did the reshoots, because her stepping in to save Johnny probably didn't quite make much sense. So they tried to make it make a little bit more sense, even though it might not have stuck as well as, they tried to. But that's why they did it.
And you know what the problem is then, for whatever relationship they want to have with Johnny, that's why they didn't show Norrin Rad in those flashbacks, because Norrin Rad sacrificed everything for Shala Ball. And even in this thing they're pulling from, she sacrificed everything for Norrin Rad and her homeworld. So you can't, so they put in little baby girl she was dancing with on the beach instead. And I feel
but no Norrin Rad.
Norrin Rad. And that I feel gypped by that. But
I hope to God that in Secret Wars or even in Doomsday, they do both. Bring in Norrin Rad, because on this Earth, what was it, 868?
I think so. Either 828 or 868.
It was 828.
828. Okay, 828.
If they don't want to do Norrin Rad, Shala Ball, different Earth, multiverse, no Norrin Rad, fine. Has a relationship with Johnny, or at least there's a hinted at love interest there, fine. We going back to the regular timeline, 616. You have, the Fantastic Four jump over there to help out with Doctor Doom. However, if the main line is going to go to 828, or if 828 is going to go to the main line, whichever one, give us Norrin Rad, give us the real one, and have both of them. Have both of them there. Why not?
Oh, they'll probably do it in Secret Wars, because Kevin Feige's come out and said after Secret Wars, which is going to be Doom World, that's the only way they're going to do this.
Going to be a soft reboot.
He said it's soft reboot. Recastings are going to happen left and right, so they can afford to do it and have them both, because they're hitting the reset button.
And give Tom Holland the symbiote in Secret Wars. Give him the fucking symbiote.
If they do that, how are they going to do that? Because it's. I don't.
Because that's when Spider-Man, right? In Spider-Man, that's in the comics. That's when he originally got
the original
one. That's when he got the symbiote. So if they're gonna do it, if it's gonna be a mashup of the new Secret Wars and the original Secret Wars, give Tom Holland the fucking symbiote, because we need a good symbiote arc in the MCU. Finally, in movies, in live action, we need a good symbiote arc for Spider-Man.
Because in the original, because Hulk is a retard and doesn't tell Peter which machine to use, he goes to the wrong machine that is supposed to just repair his suit, but instead spits out the symbiote, and then that begins with the. I don't know if they're going to do it, because I don't know how they would do that on Doom World, because Dre, you can agree they're going to go Doom World for Secret Wars.
They have no choice.
They
have no choice,
because they're going with Doomsday and Doom.
Yeah,
so it's going to be God Doom, and he's going to mash the multiverse together into the one Doom World, which are going to have variants of everybody running around. And so I don't know when they're going to do it. Now I have been proven. Now, according to Kevin Feige, I am wrong. Like we talked about last week, I said there was going to be a way they get Miles Morales in. According to Kevin Feige, they don't have the rights to Miles Morales. So
they do not.
Praise
Which
Jesus
is surprising.
I was wrong. I'm
pretty sure Sony got that locked up tight.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Sony picks and chooses what Marvel's allowed to have.
Yeah. So I thought that when Miles Morales was created, that was created outside the sphere of Peter Parker, and therefore, when it was that
what year
they got the
was
rights to
Miles
Marvel,
created?
they got the rights.
Miles Morales was created because of
2013.
Barack Obama.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
like
it was 2010. No, 2010.
Yeah, I remember
And that was
Okay.
after Sony got the rights to Spider-Man.
That's why I was confused.
Sony's had the rights for Spider-Man since the 90s.
Yeah.
Or before.
Yeah, they've
That's
had it
what I
forever.
mean. But
But
the
Miles
comic book
Morales is
stuff,
a
that's a
variant.
new comic
He's a
book
derivative.
created.
He's a derivative. So
Okay,
when he was-
so
yeah.
So when it comes to the ownership rights,
Mhm.
Sony owns everything that deals with Spider-Man. Anything is Spider-Man or Spider-Man adjacent, including the Rogues Gallery and all that other stuff. So if you make any variation of Spider-Man, so in the films, of course, Sony owns those butt cheeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's how it works then.
Film and television. Sony has every single fucking character. So Marvel,
Okay.
like the comic book company, they can do Spider-Man fucking comics, whatever. But also video games. Video games is also Sony as well. But as far as like cartoons, like animation, Dre, does Sony have to lend that to Marvel too, or if you're doing animation, can they use Spider-Man?
So if that's actually a different umbrella. So when it comes to animation, it's basically they're piggybacking off of the comic rights and not the movie rights.
There you go. Okay.
So therefore, like what was the new Spider-Man?
Spider-Verse.
Yeah. No, not the films.
No,
That was on Disney
TV
Plus.
show.
That piece of garbage.
Yeah, Spider-Man in the neighborhood with the.
It was
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, whatever that was. Yeah,
also
that's
in the
all-
X-Men
all-
97, they brought back a Spider-Man into there.
Yes.
97.
So
that was,
97. Like X-Men 97 when they use that Peter Parker, Sony has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
They have nothing to do with that. Like if it's animated, that is a piggyback from the Marvel comic
umbrella
branch.
Honestly,
Not
I'd
from the
rather
film
it be
branch.
this way. Disney needs control of less
Oh,
IPs.
I agree. Don't let monopolies are a bad thing.
Yeah. Even with the god-awful Sony villain movies that have been coming out,
Boy.
I'd still rather
Well, they-
have that than Disney get their hands on everything.
So, but we're going to be spared Miles Morales in the MCU, but it doesn't matter because I don't care what they do anymore. I'm still as safe and not super offensive as Fantastic Four is. It still doesn't change anything as far as I'm concerned because my whole equation about the enthusiasm thing, it's still sort of playing out because these are not record-breaking numbers we had this weekend compared to stuff.
They're not
This
even
is-
that good. I mean, they're better than Thunderbolts.
Yeah, but it's still Fantastic Four is a known quantity, which says something to do. But it's still we are not in the good old days of phases 1 through 3. We're still not back there. And I don't know we get
no.
there.
Oh no.
So when here we are, and now they have 2 projects, 3, I guess, before we get to Doomsday. Which, by the way, quoted as of last night, Rebecca Romaine, who was returned as Mystique.
Ooh, yeah.
Has
We take
literally
those.
said, I'm done for the moment, but I don't know if I'm going to come back because even after 3 months of shooting, they don't have a completed script.
Of course they don't.
So I don't know what their plan is. We don't know. Now, it has been confirmed that was Robert Downey Jr. in the Stinger for Fantastic Four. That was him because they shot that on
Was it
set.
him?
That's what they said. The
They say
Russos
it's
said
him.
that.
They said that because they did shoot that on set during Doomsday. They
Then why
say
not
it was
show
him.
his face?
Yeah,
Unless
that's
they
my
don't know.
thoughts.
Unless they don't know if they're going to go disfigured.
Well,
Victor Von
decided
Doom.
yet.
Also,
They haven't
heard
decided.
a report.
Yeah.
I heard a report that he's not going to be disfigured. I've heard a report he's not.
Which is
gonna-
retarded.
Lord, and what are we doing?
Then what's the point of the
Wasting our
mask? If
time.
that's
So
Wasting
yeah,
our
then what's the
time.
point of the mask? I mean, I can tell you why they're not going to have him be disfigured is so that he gains the trust of the Avengers because he looks like Tony Stark.
Hmm.
That's the
I
only
can see that.
reason why he wouldn't be disfigured.
I can see that. I can see that. So, but they don't have. They still don't really have a plan. I mean, and here's how I don't understand how they can not have a plan. We've already said we know where they're going with Secret Wars. It's going to be God, Doom, and Doom World.
Yep.
So we know how that's going to play out. It's going to be all about Franklin Richards and and Reed and separate and little bits and pieces of people remembering who they are and coming together. They've said that. Hemsworth is now the dual lead for Doomsday and Secret Wars, which great. I'd like to see Chris Hemsworth go out better than Taika Waititi treated him
Oh
with
God,
his Thor movies.
Yeah.
But and I'm all for Chris Hemsworth, making as much money as he can because that dude he's going to get Alzheimer's. He's already known that, so he's going to make as much money as he can for his family. I got no problem with that.
Yep.
But it's just where are we going to go here after that? They're hit the reset button. Is anybody going to care anymore after that? Besides the window licking, drooling, crazy stands who think everything's a 9 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10 and are literally saying, I'm crying while I'm watching this.
Crying and vomiting.
I haven't seen vomiting yet in this. I haven't seen any vomiting yet.
So who else is gonna be the dual lead? So it's gonna be Chris Hemsworth, Pedro Pascal, and okay.
God.
So that means that Captain Falcon is gonna take a step back.
Captain Falcon
and Brie Larson.
She's not even mentioned. She hasn't been mentioned in any of this.
Brie Larson's unemployed.
She's made her money. She doesn't care, and she's rehabilitated. No one's angry at her anymore. So she can just
we have much bigger problems than her now.
Also,
stay under the radar.
Is Doom gonna get the Silver Surfer surfboard in one of these movies?
Oh no.
Well, hold on.
If he's God Doom, he doesn't need it. If he's God Doom,
it's in the animation though. It is in the. I don't know if it's in the Adam. I don't know if it's in the comics, but in the animated Fantastic Four TV show, in the TV show, the animated one from the '90s, he does get the surfboard.
But he's regular Doom. He's not God Doom. If he's God Doom, he doesn't need it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It happened on Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yep.
Towards the end of the film, when he was on the surfboard.
I'll have to look into that. I can't recall a comic where Doom actually got the board. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist, but I can't recall what I have seen it in film.
I mean,
it is in the 90s TV show.
Yeah, I've seen it in film and television, and they might have piggybacked off of that from there. I'm not sure if it came pre-90s.
God Doom is so strong. There's that famous thing that a lot of people misrepresent. A lot of fake fan stands misrepresent it, where when Thanos is on Doom World during Secret Wars 2, and God Doom walks up and says, "You're nothing to me," and he rips Thanos' spine out of him. That's how strong God Doom is. Thanos is nothing to him.
Oh, I do think that they're gonna bring back Thanos and King Thanos in one of them. They will just for Doom to kill him.
Yeah. Oh, just to repeat that scene, totally. Just to establish how strong.
How many
God
times
Doom
did they
is.
do that in the anthology animated series? What if they killed Thanos like 4 times in season 1?
I know he got cut in half in one of them.
Yeah, Vision got him at one point. There's a few other deaths.
Yeah.
Also,
go ahead.
No, sorry. I think for them to make the excuse to kill off Kang, I think very early on in Avengers Doomsday, like maybe one of the opening scenes
wipe out the
with
council.
Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is going to wipe out all the Kangs, and that's why Kang isn't in it anymore.
Yeah,
I'm almost certain that's going to happen.
I like that. Yeah, that's fine. So we've got now the Fantastic Four is out. We've got at the end of the year. No, into next year. I think we're done this year. Next thing is Vision Quest.
Wonder Man in December.
Sorry, Wonder Man, then Vision Quest, then Brand New Day. And do we think Doomsday gets pushed back again from December? Do we think he gets pushed back again?
If they haven't even finished the script, I'd be shocked if it didn't get another at least 6-month delay.
So we might not get it till 2027 at this point. We might not. I think it's even odds. It gets pushed back. Even odds that it gets pushed back. But there we are. So Mir brings it up right here. We're talking MCU, but I say Superman is still 550, 650. I feel like that. But how are we feeling now on Fantastic Four with this opening weekend? I'm sticking to my 450 to 550 prediction. I'm sticking with it. Jed?
I'm right there with you at this point. If we're it's only
3 days.
13. Yeah, 3 days, just over 200. We usually see a little bit more than a double from the first weekend to the final numbers. So yeah, 500 to 550 is very reasonable at this point. Right in line with Superman. I think Superman and Fantastic Four are going to finish within 50 million of each other.
All right, I'll ask the second question after we're done. Beardo, what do you think it falls?
I think right now, public perception is good for Fantastic Four. I think word of mouth is very positive right now for the movie. I think second weekend, before we kind of make any dead set numbers on what the final is going to be, we got to look at the second weekend, because I think second weekend is going to be huge based off of word of mouth.
What do you think the hold's going to be then? What do you think?
My prediction, I think it's going to finish its theatrical run. I think 700, 750.
Ooh. Okay,
that's a bold.
That's a bold prediction, Cotton.
That's not even prediction. It would have to make more money the second week to get that.
Bold prediction.
I think it could. That's what I'm saying. Like,
what do you think the second week hold is?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, the
percentage drop off. Like, Superman week 1 to week 2 had a 57% drop off, if I remember correctly, domestically.
Yeah,
and most movies, 50% these days for a Marvel movie is good if it's in the 50s. Black Widow had something insane like a 65% drop off.
You can't even really count that because of the way.
Yeah, that's true. But there have been ones up to 70%, but it's rare to see a movie with less than 45% drop off week 1 to week 2. But to get to 700 million, it would need to have an increase of like 20% over this weekend.
I couldn't
which
give
we've
you
never seen before.
I couldn't give you an educated prediction on what the second week hold would be. But I think word of mouth is good, and
word of mouth is good. You are right.
Up.
The word of mouth is good because here's the thing. It doesn't have the divisive discussion that Superman has had.
Yes.
Superman was literally everybody at each other's throats for a week. This is just, I'm not passionate. I'm not angry. And those who like it, and no one's shouting each other down.
For the most part, the perception is the movie's good. Just good. The movie's good.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Dre?
Fine.
Yeah, so I'm kind of in your wheelhouse there, Adam. I'm thinking 600 million once at the end of its theatrical run.
I think that's the ceiling for me.
Yeah, I think that's the ceiling. I don't see, and like what Beardo said, the word of mouth is that it's good, or in certain circles, like, oh, it's all right. You know what I mean? Like, it's not offensive. It's not going to blow your doors off. It's not a must-see film. It's just a movie. And at this point, that's unfortunate. I hate to say this. That's good enough for moviegoers. Is that a movie's just okay or good? Because people have been getting bogged down for the last 6 years with absolute first ballot Hall of Fame trash. So when you get something that's okay, people are more willing and able to go and go and see it. So I don't know if the good word of mouth is going to carry it to like a low drop off next week. I'm not sure about that. I'm still predicting probably next week, probably at least drop between 55%.
I feel it's gonna be similar to Superman. It's gonna be very similar to Superman.
Yeah, I don't see anybody breaking down their doors to come and see and like return to watch it again. I don't see anybody buying tickets to go and do that again. But I think it should have a good theatrical run. I think it'll do what it's supposed to do. And but it was okay.
I think the key word is there's no negativity about Fantastic Four. No super negativity. It's just all right and it's safe. Dragon Lee, you didn't see it, so you don't have to play the game.
Well, notice how none of our predictions even see it breaking even.
Yeah, because that's where I was going to go now with that, because its budget is, they say 200 million. I think it's probably closer to 250. Marketing has been equal to Superman's marketing.
No shot. It's 200 million?
Yeah, they say 200 million. I
don't believe that for a second.
With reshoots, it's probably closer to 250. Probably closer to 250.
I could believe 300, but I think 250 is the reasonable number to.
So add in budgeting 150 to 200, because we saw it everywhere, just like Superman marketing.
Yeah,
its break even is still around 800 million.
Yeah.
And it's
show's not going to make money.
It's still going to lose some money, just like Superman's going to lose money. This is going to lose money. And
I don't think that's debatable. I don't think the fact, unless like if Beardo got the magic touch and people just start throwing their naked bodies straight to the daggone cinemas, I don't see how that's going to jump up. This movie's going to lose money, just like Superman is going to lose money. These films cost too much, and we had this conversation before. These films cost too much to actually make money, and not even on the point of justifying its existence. We're not even in that category. This is just a matter of, hey, if I buy a Subway sandwich, will I be homeless after this? That's the type of cost that these daggone films have. It's out of control.
So my final question, based upon all discussions, all knowledge at this point. We have all we need to know. Are we going to readjust our rankings for these 3 movies in their triple threat match? Jurassic
no.
World is still number 1.
Yep, it's the
But
winner.
do you think that because of a possibly slightly better international, which is already on track for, do you think that, and if Beardo's right, and a little bit of good word of mouth does juice it just a little bit, do you think that Fantastic Four can now slightly edge out Superman and steal number 2?
I don't know. Like what Beardo said actually earlier, we have to see after week 2. We got to see after week 2 to actually start putting those kind of numbers together, because we already know Superman doesn't have legs. Let's get that out of the way. Tell the truth.
He flies, Trey.
He flies straight to the nursing home. That's where he's flying to. Over. And so I think eventually they'll probably just break same amount. I think they'll both end around 600, if they're lucky, $650 million a piece. I think that's where it is. But once again, it depends on who's keeping. I mean, I mean, if Disney Marvel keeps Fantastic Four in the theater long enough, it might be able to itch out maybe a little bit more money, because what's coming in August? I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, what's
nothing. August
September.
empty.
You know what I mean? August, like into September, nothing's really coming out. So if they keep it in there long enough, will they make some more money? Sure, but not enough to justify its existence. So if I have to, you know, I'm gonna keep my same ranking. Dinosaurs win as always. I'm going to put Superman number 2, and I will put Fantastic Four as number 3. I don't see any numbers that's jumping out at me that would make me want to change my ranking. Like if they had like a $400 million opening weekend or something, and I'm like, okay, all right, Daddy was definitely wrong here. We got to reevaluate our lives. But mediocre box office. It's the same old stuff. So like I don't, not enough to move the needle for me. So Dinosaurs, Superman, Fantastic Four. That's where it's gonna stay.
Jed.
I think they're going to be so neck and neck that they're virtually interchangeable. I think in the end, it'll probably come down to which one's in theaters longer as the more deciding factor. Of course, week 2 and the positive word of mouth will have to be taken into account before we can have any definitive statements. But I think Fantastic Four might eke out a little bit higher than Superman. Dinosaurs obviously wins, but like we're talking like 10-20 million eke out second place, so close that it's virtually irrelevant. And I think the bigger discussion is who loses more money.
We'll save that discussion for later. Beardo.
Jurassic Park, Fantastic Four, Superman.
Dragon Lady, you want to play?
The only one I can actually even comment on is Jurassic World, unfortunately.
Okay. Fair enough. I honestly think because of a probably better international, I think Fantastic Four is going to steal second. I think they're going to slip in there and they're going to grab it just because the world will probably watch it a little bit more than they're watching Superman. I think they'll have a relatively same domestic as Superman when all is said and done, but it's that slightly better international. It's going to be a game of inches, but they're going to get it out there. They're going to win it, and that flies in the face of everything I predicted for months. But we had to see all these things play out to this point to see how it was received. And as we said, objectively, Fantastic Four is a better movie than Superman because it tells a simple story that doesn't derail itself. And doesn't have a lot of the negativity of it. People generally like the portrayal of the Fantastic Four. Our nitpicks are a lot of nerd nitpicks and personal nitpicks, like we don't like Pedro and stuff like that. But generally speaking, it's being received well. There's not a lot of negativity, and that goes a long way. Beardo's idea of good word of mouth may be the X factor. That may be the X factor going into week 2. Might get a little bit more. It's the end of the summer. Kids are going back to school soon. They might have one last hurrah. Let's go to the movies again, see stuff. They might enjoy it. They might enjoy it. And this is definitely a more, I think, kid movie than Superman, because I think the kids can probably watch this and not feel spazzed out than watching Superman. That's just my feeling. Just my feeling. It just feels like it's going to lock it in better. Anyway, all right, we're done. 2 hours, got everything done. Let's say our farewells, and I have to go set myself up to get jump scared in a little while.
What are you playing?
Jed, all right. So I have been at the moment rented to play at least 30 minutes of Outlast 2.
Okay.
So I've set it up since I don't have to do Wormhole Watch tonight. I've got the time, so somewhere around 6 or 7, I'm going to set the stream. And for 30 minutes, we go, and we're playing on daily dive rules. So for $10, buys an extra 30 minutes, and that's where we're going to go. So I don't know how long I'm going to play, and I cannot guarantee I'm not going to get jump scared. I'm not immune to jump scares, so we'll see what happens. But Professor Savage Dad has said you're going to play this, and so I'm going to. Hopefully, it's not go too long because I would like to go back and play some more Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon for my own fun for the stream, but we'll have to get there first. So I gotta set that up. I gotta download that. So Jed, what you got?
Well, everyone can find me on YouTube at Hollywood Scholar, just regularly scheduled live streams this week with Saturday Night Drive-In. This week, we're going to be talking a 2008 comedy classic that is entirely relevant to our culture today. We're going to be watching Idiocracy. So looking forward to that with Adam on both his and my channel Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. But I do need to take my outro here just for a couple seconds because nobody else gave a shit about this in Fantastic Four. The science in Fantastic Four is terrible. All right. They showed us a warp drive and then they called it a wormhole. And then they show half the thrusters on the main ship getting broken. And then they show the actual faster than light ring getting destroyed in the black hole. That's not a neutron star. They said neutron star and then they showed us fucking black hole. They broke the faster than light travel, and then it only took them a month to fly back home with sub-light capabilities. They nod at fucking relativity around a black hole with the Silver Surfer, but then they forget relativity in going 88% the speed of light. And Reed Richards is like, yeah, you need gravity to give birth, and then I'm going to strap you down to give you gravity. You fucking idiot. Straps are not enough. Straps don't affect a baby's birthing, all right? They don't affect it going down. There's no down in fucking space. And they had the opportunity going accelerating to 88% the speed of light. That will create gravity. There was so many times I thought they were going to do something smart, and then they're just like, yeah, wormholes and warp and neutron star. They just said buzzwords. Sorry, that's my rant done.
I'm good.
I knew Jed was going to do it. I knew he wasn't going to let me down. I knew Jed was going to do it. I knew it was only a matter of time.
A neutron star is, you could call it a failed black hole, but it still looks like a star. There's no event horizon. They showed us a fucking black hole.
Jed, don't worry. In a few days, you'll understand what beef supreme means, and you'll feel better.
Oh, God.
It's beef supreme! Idiocracy. It's glorious. Dre.
Yeah, so tomorrow I will be dropping my Fantastic Four review with all of its spoilers, and we're going to ask the question, does this revive the MCU? Ooh, mommy. And that will be on the Brutal Playing Comics YouTube channel, so definitely check that out. The link definitely going to be in the description below. And for all the folks that are new, we had a lot of folks in the chat today. Thanks for being here, guys. Y'all have been amazing in the chat. And so definitely follow me at TheBrute00 on X Twitter, and hit me up anytime.
All right, Dragon Lady.
Not a lot happening this week. Not a lot really.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's okay. It's great. All right, Beardo.
You guys know where to find me. Thank you for having me on, Adam. It's always a blast. Always a blast, man. So,
excellent. As for me, as I said, in a couple of hours, I will be playing Outlast 2 per the rules of the Daily Dive. Join me for that. Then later tonight, hopefully after that, we'll be playing some Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon. I really enjoyed that first session, so I want to get back to that. Rest of the week, Daily Dive every day, 1 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully I won't have another meltdown. I'll control myself like on Friday. And rest of the week, Mellow Mondays, Monday night. And next week, next Thursday, it is end of the month. That means Dermy and I will be doing Anime Odyssey, continuing Summer of Gundam with Gundam Seed Destiny Part 1. And in a couple new segments we've added to it for our own anime weeb nerdy purposes. Other than that, that's about it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. A lot of people here today. We appreciate each and every one of you taking time to join us. Hit that like button. Links are in the description below, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.